The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a very pleasant good evening, and welcome to the Waukee Northwest Complex, Sports Complex. Mark Hembedale alongside Mr. Matt Mandry, John Chiddle, all up here in the press box. That, by the way, faces the sun. We'll be in the sun here in that first half. What a beautiful complex tonight. It's week 2 of the high school football season. Matt, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Second time these two teams have ever played. Second year in existence of Waukee Northwest. First time we've been here for a varsity football game at the stadium. And what a beautiful night. A little warmer than last week, but we got high school football week 2.
Week 2, it's a beautiful complex, and unfortunately we do have to look into the sun for a little bit. But it's a great venue for a high school football game, and you got all the bells and whistles here. But and as we look ahead to what Dowling is doing, it has to do tonight. It's that blue collar thing they've got to get back to. No bells and whistles.
No question about it. And a very warm night, and it's Dowling looking for its first win. Waukee Northwest looking for its first win. Both teams losing last week. Waukee Northwest losing here at Waukee Stadium 17-7 to the Valley Tigers. And, of course, Dowling Maroons in the game you heard last week on Iowa Catholic Radio, losing 38-24 to what was then number 1 ranked Southeast Polk. And, Johnny, here we are, week 2. You'll be back on the sideline. What do you think needs to change? What do you think Dowling worked on this week after last week's win? And don't say it all in one sentence, but his mind's going in circles right now. But what do you think there, Coach Chido, who's, by the way, going to make their debut right here Tuesday night, Matt? What's 5 o'clock, 5:45? Dowling 8th graders taking on Waukee Northwest Tuesday night, so be here or be square. But your thoughts, Coach?
Well, I think first and foremost, you need to be able to stop the run, and Southeast Polk was able to establish that from the first play when they went 70 yards for the touchdown, and then Dowling's defense kind of buckled down a little bit, and then start of the second half, Southeast Polk came out with the ball and more rushing and finding those holes off the run to the weak side, and was able to establish a little bit of passing as well. But that Southeast Polk offensive line was probably the best offensive line I've seen personally in quite a while. But I think that the goal this week is to stop the run first and foremost.
Well, it's interesting you say that, John, because the first half, Dowling had the ball 6 times, and they scored 3 of those 6 times, including back-to-back possessions. On the other side, the second half, the Maroons scoring once in 5 possessions, and thus Dowling went 4. They scored 4 times. 1 was a field goal, 3 touchdowns on their 11 possessions. So valuing the ball, and also, John, the red zone.
Yeah.
Maroons were down there knocking on the door a few times, went for it on 4th down, didn't convert, and then one time settled for the field goal.
Yeah, the red zone stats are a lot better than it was the previous times they faced Southeast Polk. I think one of the things that the Dowling offense needs to establish a little bit more tonight is the running game. If you look back at last week's stats, they with the 2 running backs between Rashad Davis and C.J. Phillips, they rushed the ball 8 times for 35 yards. That's not a Dowling offense. Dowling's offense is used to wearing people down in the second half with the running game and utilizing that big offensive line.
I know one of the things, rehashing a little bit Monday morning with the coaches, what stood out on the stats was 1 for 11 on 3rd downs. And not being able to convert on 3rd downs. And then it goes to the point of not being able to run the ball or not running the ball consistently. And, Jackson Smolik had a really nice ball game and did really well when he was in the pocket and was able to hit his targets. And when he got flushed, there was the percentage wasn't quite as good. But they're going to look at the game tonight and look at 3rd down conversions. Are we putting ourselves in 3rd and short, and winnable situations on 3rd down?
Staying ahead of the chains.
Yeah.
And, also, Matt, defense getting off the field on 3rd down.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 or 5 different times they had Southeast Polk 3rd and long, and they weren't able to get off the field.
Yep.
That's huge. It's a big difference.
Well, guys, a little warmer than last week. I just looked up current conditions, and we got about 87 degrees. The feels like temperature in the lower 90s, so a very warm night, but something these kids have been acclimated to when they started practicing back in August. I don't know how that'll affect both teams. Both teams looking to bounce back from last week. For Waukee Northwest, the Wolves, 5 turnovers last week, 3 by their quarterback, and that's Sam Johnson, who got his first start as a junior. So turnovers are going to be big tonight, John, and field position. Obviously, you can't put your defense in a bad spot, but you also can't let the offense start deep in their own territory. And for Waukee Northwest, turnovers, they were moving the ball against Valley, and then they coughed it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what hurt Waukee Northwest was the turnovers last week. And this week, Dowling needs to stay ahead of the chains offensively and put their defense, give them some rest and go on some of those long drives. And like Matt mentioned, it's be able to convert on those third downs, make it third and short situations to third and long situations, and take care of the football. And I think the offense did that. I mean, they had that one interception, and it was a tip ball.
Yes, it was.
That could have been caught and could have continued to drive, and that would have been a little bit of different scenario there. But just goes to show you those games of inches when it comes to football. Just that little bit of a high thrown ball and a tip ball made a big difference. That could have been a key conversion and possibly a score.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, with that many turnovers, too, the Waukee Northwest defense had to play really well.
Yeah.
I mean, Valley only scored 17 points, and one of those was in the second half. And so they played well enough to keep themselves in the ball game. And you have a young quarterback getting started, as they do with Sam Johnson. It's going to take a few games. And unfortunately for Waukee Northwest, they got to start off against Valley, Dowling, and then Southeast Polk.
That's right.
Wow.
Other games tonight, in 5A district high school football, some of the games in central Iowa, as 5 out of the top-ranked teams, 5 out of the 6 teams in Class 5A are CIML schools. These are the Des Moines Register rankings. Southeast Polk ranked number 1 now. They move ahead of Ankeny. Southeast Polk at number 6 Valley tonight for a 7 o'clock start. They're going to be televised on CISN. Ankeny Centennial is at number 2 Ankeny tonight in the battle of the 2 schools in Ankeny. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff, also on CISN. 5th-ranked Urbandale on the road at Johnston, also a 7 o'clock start. Other games in Central Iowa in 5A. Waukee is at Roosevelt. That game at Drake Stadium. East is at Des Moines North. Hoover is at Des Moines Christian. Glenwood is at Class 4A Indianola. They're ranked 6th in 4A. And 7th-ranked Norwalk in 4A hosts Des Moines Lincoln. Ames at Fort Dodge and East Waterloo at Marshalltown. The only non-CIML team in the top 6 is Pleasant Valley. They're ranked 3rd, and they're at Dubuque Hempstead tonight. So let's look at some of the games. When we come back, we'll take our first break here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest from Northwest Field here in Waukee. Head coach Tom Wilson had a chance to catch up with him, and talk about tonight's game. So stay tuned with more here on Iowa Catholic Radio's pregame show.
Ready to celebrate the end of Roe v. Wade? Then get your tickets for Pulse Life Advocates Pro-Life Christmas Gala. You'll savor a fabulous meal and Christmas entertainment, along with an uplifting pro-life talk by the Sisters of Life. Support life, have fun. What a great combination. The date is Saturday, November 19th. The place is the Meadows Event Center in Altoona, Iowa. Get details at pulseforlife.org. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Sister Mary Guadalupe from the School Sisters of Christ the King in Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Tonight it's week 2 of the high school football season. Dowling on the road at Waukee Northwest. First game by a Dowling team, a varsity team in this stadium. And I'm joined on the coaches segment by head coach Tom Wilson following last week's game. Dowling losing at home on their season opener to the Southeast Polk Rams by the score of 38-24. Coach, thanks for joining us, and best of luck tonight against the Wolves out of Northwest.
Well, thank you, Mark.
Well, Coach, what a game it was. A matchup, two top 5 teams last week. You go into halftime trailing 21, and 17-14. But what a game it was. You took the lead right before the half, and then only have a Southeast Polk score right before halftime. Quite the first half, quite the second half, and some of your thoughts as you broke down tape this week, Coach.
Yeah, we had kind of started out slow, offensively, and they started out very fast with their offense. And, we're down 7-0 after Sama breaks the big play of the first play from scrimmage for them. And, the next thing you know, we're back in the game, and we put a drive together, and it's 7-7. And, they jump back up 14-7, and we tie it up, and then we get a break and end up kicking a field goal. And really it was unfortunate that we have to end up kicking a field goal there for the simple fact that we were put in awfully good position, and we just didn't capitalize on it. And so, I feel that, we played a decent first half, missed some opportunities. I thought Polk played very well. And, going into the half, you feel like, okay, we've got a ball game on our hands, and let's see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, in that second half, I know the Rams came out and put a drive together, scored right away. Then they came back for another drive, and then Dowling comes back, and then Smolik hooks up with Nicholson for the second time. It cuts the lead to 11. It's a 2-score game, and before they tacked on a field goal late in the middle of the fourth quarter, it was something like you're always playing catch-up. And one of the other questions I have for you is normally a Dowling team will run the ball more than they pass, but when you're playing catch-up against a team that gives you the pass, that's why you passed more last Friday.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we passed more. I mean, that's a little bit of who we are. When you've got a Big Ten quarterback, you'd be crazy just not to use him. But they're a one-high team as well, and we felt fairly good about some of those matchups. And we did make some plays on offense, but it wasn't as consistently as we'd like. And, to your point, we have to run the ball more and more efficient and be a more balanced football team if we're going to be what we can be offensively.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned, I know at halftime to John Chido, who talked to you about, tackling, and that's something in first game, and you have a little bit different rules now with tackling in practice versus the first game. And obviously there was some tackling that you probably like to see better. But, second half, you don't want your defense out there as much as they can, as much as possible. But yet your thoughts on the tackling issue, because, it's the first game. You're going to have that. But you're also playing a pretty good team with a pretty good back that's a Division I tailback in Sama.
If I'm being honest, it was disappointing. I think Sama's fantastic. I think they're terrific at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. But we're better than that. And, we work tackling as much as anybody does. And we worked it some more this week. So we have to be better than that. And I think you give them some of the credit. But I think some of the blame has to go right on us.
And, Coach, finally, as you break down tape, obviously losing the game, but also some of the positives out of the game. And a lot of that has to do with the defense and offensive line that we don't talk about much on the radio, and the press only wants who put the points up. But some of the things between the lines that was graded between the offense and defensive line, linebackers, kids that don't get that recognition, how did they grade out? And some of them that stand out to you?
Honestly, I thought our defensive line did a pretty good job. We've changed some things defensively this year, and they're in there having to hang in with that offensive line where 250 is a small guy. And I thought our three guys did a really nice job with them, but they started to wear down too. As you mentioned, the defense was on the field too much, and I thought Jake Anderson played a pretty well-rounded ball game as a corner, and then offensively, as we mentioned, our pass game was pretty efficient. probably, as we mentioned, threw the ball more than what we'd really like to, but the game dictated that. So I think Jackson showed that, he's a good player, and I think he probably would tell you he would like to have some of his decisions back. And, Cooper kind of picked up where he left off, and Bo Gamble had a phenomenal grab throughout the course of that ball game. So there'll be good things, and we'll just keep plugging away, trying to get better.
Busy with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game of Dowling Catholic. It's Dowling at Waukee Northwest tonight. First varsity game played here at the brand new stadium. Second year for Waukee Northwest. Both teams looking for their first victory, 0-1 after last week. This is Mark Hamadale. I'll be back with more as we talk more pregame with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Amazon Smile is a simple way to support Iowa Catholic Radio. When you are shopping on Amazon, consider shopping through Amazon Smile instead. You get all the same great deals, and your order will also help support Iowa Catholic Radio. All you need to do is choose Iowa Catholic Radio as your nonprofit to support when you first log in, and Amazon will do the rest. Every Amazon Smile order you make, Amazon will donate to Iowa Catholic Radio. Support Iowa Catholic Radio while you shop at smile.amazon.com. And thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. The Catholic Daughters of the Americas are hosting a patriotic rosary to honor the fallen heroes of September 11th, Saturday, September 10th, starting at 3 p.m. St. Joseph Catholic Church, 3300 Easton Boulevard in Des Moines. Learn more at iowacatholicdaughters.org. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Hamadale. Continue my conversation with head coach Tom Wilson as Dowling on the road tonight in week 2 of the high school football season, taking on the Waukee Northwest Wolves here in Waukee. Both teams looking for their first victory. And coach, tonight taking on the Wolves for the second time since their school has been in existence. And Waukee Northwest coming off a loss last week in their opening game, facing the Valley Tigers, and kind of a mistake-filled game. They had 5 turnovers on offense that kept the Valley Tigers in the game, and the Tigers ended up winning. But your thoughts on playing Waukee Northwest and Coach Kopatich, Corey Kopatich, the grandson of former Dowling head coach and assistant coach to you, Jim Williams, the late Jim Williams. Should be a great matchup tonight, Coach.
Well, it should. I think they're a pretty good football team. I think Corey does a nice job with that program, and as you mentioned, they turned the ball over a few times last week, and it's tough to win, especially against a program like Valley. So, we've got to focus on us and getting better and taking care of our things. And, as we mentioned earlier, tackling is a big thing, and we're going to have to do a great job at the line of scrimmage. So we're looking forward to it.
Let's talk about the Waukee Northwest Wolves offense, and that's led by Sam Johnson, quarterback. I think he had 3 fumbles last week in that role. And he, along with Brady Grisham, number 28, their outstanding tailback. So those are the 2 skill positions they have that have kids returning. And then Cale Winter, who moved over from right tackle, I believe, to center, an outstanding person to have there in the middle, and he brings some experience at that offensive line for Northwest. Talk about their offense against Dowling's defense.
Yeah, you really highlighted the guys. To be honest with you, their quarterback is a good athlete, and he can move around, which is of concern. Grisham, the running back, I honestly think he's a bigger, tougher kid, pretty physical. I don't know that he's a burner or anything, but he's a handful. And Winter would be what I would consider their best offensive lineman, as you mentioned, and him playing center. They pulled him a couple of times in that first ball game that they had, which, that just shows the kind of athlete that he is. And they didn't establish the pass with any regularity, more sprint out than anything else, but that also gives the opportunity for that quarterback to run when you think he's going to throw. So we're going to have to be disciplined. We're going to have to do our jobs.
And then offensively for Dowling, getting back on track, It seems like Waukee Northwest, they run the 4-2-5 defense. They have 5 starters returning from last year, but Adam Gardner, number 45, Chase Lamb, number 32, and Owen Klunder, cornerback, were their leading tacklers against the Valley Tigers. And, Eli Moses is back along with Aiden Barity on the defensive line. That gives them those 5 experienced starters from last year mixed in with some newcomers.
Yes, and one of the newcomers is a safety Stotts that I think is a good player. He flashed on defense. He flashed on special teams. He's a good player. And you mentioned Eli Moses, who we thought was a good player a year ago. And then, they have, Chase Lamb has experience, and some of those other guys that you mentioned, they bring back experience on the defensive side. So, again, we've got to do a good job taking care of the ball. We've got to do a good job at the line of scrimmage, try to be balanced and try to keep them guessing.
Well, Coach, you go back a year ago and both teams came in 0-1, and fast forward to this year, same thing. So it's important to both get a win, obviously, but also it's amazing both teams recovered from the slow start last year and both made the playoffs. So your thoughts on taking on Waukee Northwest tonight? What are some of the keys for Dowling? Obviously making the corrections from last week against the loss to Southeast Polk, the Dowling goals this week.
Yeah, establish the line of scrimmage. That will help us run the football, and we got to be better tacklers. And I think it just comes down to the fundamentals of the game.
Coach, thanks for taking time. We look forward to talking to you at halftime and in the postgame. Best of luck tonight against Waukee Northwest.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
Head coach Tom Wilson visiting with me here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest from the Northwest Field here in Waukee as the Wolves and the Maroons do battle. Both teams looking for their first victory of the season. This is Mark Hemadale as Matt Mandring, John Chattel return to the broadcast when we return following these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742, Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ with people like you.
This is Sister Maria Mata,
Sister Mary Guadalupe,
and Sister Theresa Marie, School Sisters of Christ the King from Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And welcome back to Waukee Northwest High School here in Waukee. Alongside Matt Mandring, I'm Mark Hemadale. John Chido has made his way down to the Dowling sideline as we're set for high school football week 2, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. And Matt, before we get underway here, we had a tragic loss to one of the staff at Dowling this past week, and we want to recognize the folks there that are involved with that and the family. And I got the news. Dr. Ryan put out an email yesterday, and it was Lori Dowie who passed away very suddenly. And our thoughts and prayers are with her family and the staff at Dowling.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to her husband Chris and son and new grandchild and family. It's a shock to the system. Lori was just, outside of being a great Packer fan, which we hold close to our heart too.
I understand.
She loved everything about Dowling Catholic. Every minute she was in the building, she bragged about it, and so it was a tough day. And the one thing about the Dowling Catholic community is they rally together. We rally around our faith, and we support each other moving forward.
Yeah, it was certainly a tragic and sudden loss, and our thoughts and prayers are with her husband Chris and her children Nick, Ryan, and Shannon. Lori Dowie was a 1977 Dowling grad. She was 3 years ahead of me. She was known as Lori Zeman before she married Chris, and lived not too far from my wife and I's first home over by Glendale Cemetery. So our thoughts are with them. The visitation will be this Tuesday night, and that'll be at 5 5 to 7 o'clock at St. Boniface in Waukee, and then the Mass and Burial will be on Wednesday at 10:30 at St. Boniface out here in Waukee. So our thoughts and prayers, and we want to let the Dowling family know that. I know the immediate student body knew and the staff, but I don't think some of our listeners may have not known that.
Yeah, please keep their family in your prayers this week and moving forward.
All right. Well, we're just about set for kickoff. John Chido has made his way onto the field. Johnny, as I looked up the current conditions, we have 87 degrees, the humidity at 56%, so just a little bit too much humidity for high school football. South-southwest wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour, so it'll be going left to right or obviously south to north here as the north-south field here at Waukee Northwest. But give us a report from the Dowling sideline right in front of us.
Well, you steal my thunder. I was just going to go with the temperature and stuff like that.
You still can.
But you are right. You are 100% correct. It is a lot hotter tonight than it was last week. So they didn't have a lot of cramping issues last week, and I would expect you'll see that early on with the humidity and the heat tonight. So that's something to watch out for. There is no wind, really. I mean, it's just barely blowing down here. I mean, you have more wind up top, the press box, you do down on the field. So a lot hotter, a lot more humidity tonight for both sides. So that's going to be something to watch against.
It certainly is. And that and the music, the sound system here is A-OK.
Yeah, it works.
I put in a request in to kind of turn it down a little bit, and I'm working with the guy in the other press box across the way, the home press box. So hopefully he's gotten that. I can't tell the difference right now.
Yeah,
but
I know it.
Maybe he blocked my text already.
Probably.
All right, coming up, we're going to have a word from Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, and a word in our pregame prayer from Father Ryan Andrew. Mark Hamadale, Matt Maingren. We're about set for kickoff. Week 2 of the high school football season. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest here at Northwest High School in Waukee. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. And when we return, kickoff here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School. Welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School football. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting football, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons.
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And welcome back to Northwest High School here in Waukee. The Northwest Wolves taking on Dowling Catholic tonight, week 2 of the high school football season on most of these Iowa Catholic Radio Network stations. And we're about set for kickoff. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. And Matt, I can tell you from the Dowling perspective, the Maroons have not changed anything with their offense and defensive starters, so we'll run right through that before we go to Waukee's. But left tackle to right tackle, Kyle Rockers, a junior, Cade Batterton, a senior, Max Shelton, the center, a junior, Batterton, the left guard, Shelton, the center, Nate Agos at right guard, a junior, and George Nahas, senior, at right tackle. That hasn't changed, along with the tight end, Jalen Thompson, who had 5 catches last week for 54 yards, a senior. Danny Nielsen backs him up. And then the utility guy, Will Leifer, with 3 catches for 10 yards. He and Hunter Crutchlaw man that position. Wide receivers, Cooper Nicholson and Hank Brown are the 2 flankers. Bo Gamble and Michael Reichart are the 2 split ends, and then the running backs are C.J. Phillip. He'll get the start with Rashad Davis, the sophomore, in there, and Jackson Smolik to start at quarterback, backed up by Dante Cataldo. So that is the Dowling offense.
And you expect to see a little more out of C.J. Phillip and Rashad Davis tonight in that running game. 8 carries is not very Dowling. And, you got a great quarterback like Jackson Smolik, and he can get it done, but he needs that run support.
Defensively for Dowling on the defensive line, the 3 men with the hands down on the new 3-5 defense. Carson Hagan, Ralston Rumley, and Cody Hikus. All 3 are seniors. They're backed up by Ben Thomas, Tony Fatino, and Tommy Keipel. Linebackers, Braden Pearson, along with Joe Hughes, who's the captain, Jimmy Wanek, Dylan Manning, and Matt Hampton. Manning, a sophomore, got his first start, and what a way to wake up to varsity football with the game against Southeast Polk last week. And then the corners, they're veterans, Jake Anderson and Jared Rickey. Jake is number 6. He'll be the left corner, and Rickey the right corner at number 9. And the free safety, Justice Williams. He had 3 interceptions last year for Norwalk in Class 4A, and he had 62 tackles, one of the leaders on their team. But he plays free safety. He's number 3. And I think he got a little baptism into 4A or 5A football last week, too. So how much growth?
Yeah, I walked away from the game thinking I didn't say his name once last week. And you know, I expect to see more Justice Williams this week, and he will. He will grow and step up in the game. I think Hagen, Rumley, and Heikes had a really nice ball game up front. Those 3 and the 3 down, they had a lot of weight. They had to fight last week, and they did a good job. And you'll see this defense mature, and it's going to be a good defense.
And back for Dowling, kicker is Andrew Schumacher. He went 3 for 3 in extra points, and he was 1 for 1 in field goals from 32 yards out. And Cooper Nicholson had 5 punts for 36 yards. And the ever dependable Carson Hagen starts a defensive tackle, but he's a long snapper on special teams, so basically he's playing a little offense.
Right.
All right. Let's take a look at the Waukee Northwest Wolves offense and defense. Head coach is Corey Kapatich, again, the grandson of the late Jim Williams from Dowling Catholic High School. Corey's a record now 5 wins, 6 losses. Last year they went 5-5. They lost to Ankeny in the first round of the playoffs as we're about set for kickoff. And it'll be the offense for Waukee Northwest. That'll be Sam Johnson, quarterback, Brady Grisham, Will Koning at tailback, Dixon Montgomery's a tight end, and wide receivers Jackson Adams and Grant Carter. Mutai, Kennan, Winter, Mueller, and Olson on the offensive line. And we're underway. The kickoff by Northwest, or rather by Northwest. It's fielded by Dowling Catholic, and right up the gut they go. And Dowling on the return to get it across the 25 up near the 27-yard line. So the Maroons on their kickoff return was at Davis.
That was
on the
Rashad
return.
Davis, yep.
And we're looking right into the sun on here in this first quarter for a while here, Matt.
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a battle here, seeing what's going on.
And the glare.
And the glare. And for about 15 more minutes, it looks like.
I'm banking on that. First down Dowling from their own 27-yard line. They go north to south and on this north-south field. Very light wind tonight. Long count out of the shotgun is Jackson Smolik. Here's the snap, looking right, throws right, and he fires over it. It's caught and out of bounds right across the 35, 36-yard line.
That's Bo Gamble on the reception there. Just that quick out and timing pattern coming out of there for Smolik and Gamble. And a quick, looks like 7-yard gain.
So second down and 3 for Dowling Catholic. Maroons will run 2 receivers to the left. They'll flip-flop the tight end to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield. Now one of them goes in motion back. And here's an inside handoff and a first down for the Maroons as they grind up yardage up near the 38-yard line. Inside handoff that time for Dowling Catholic.
Looked like Rashad Davis got the first carry there for the Maroons on offense and runs for a first down over that right side. Once Jalen Thompson got positioned to the right side of the formation, they ended up running right behind him for a first down.
So they're going to give him a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 Dowling from the 39 in their own territory. Just underway, opening kickoff. Dowling on their first possession as Waukee Northwest won the toss and deferred to the second half. Smolik out of the shotgun, waiting the snap. Here it is. And he fires over the right side. It's caught first down in the Waukee Northwest territory after the catch. A nice run that time. Those yards after the catch, very important there, Matt, as the Maroons pick up a first down and a nice run and
Cooper Nicholson makes a nice catch, and the safety for the Northwest Wolves came up is really came up and laid a lick on Nicholson after he got a few yards after the catch, so it was really good. A really good catch.
1st and 10 Dowling on the 48-yard line of Waukee Northwest. Smolik out of the shotgun, 1 back in the backfield, and the handoff is to the tailback and stood up right at the 45-yard line. A short gain there.
You know, Rashad Davis, we had a pulling guard coming around the corner, and Rashad was following him, and he's going to learn. He's a sophomore. You're going to learn if you get in there a few times. Just stay on the hip of that guy as he rounded the corner, because he had a little more room and didn't trust the block quite long enough, and that'll come with age.
So it's 2nd down and 7 for the Maroons on the Waukee Northwest 45-yard line. They put a man in motion, and Smolik with a receiver on each side of the formation. Now 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield, and that is Davis. Long count, and the give is to Davis. Rashad picks up a big yardage, and he's near a first down at the 40-yard line, right up the gut. And basically what Smolik is doing at quarterback for Dowling is he's given what the defense is letting him have. It's either a pass or a run, and this time it's been Rashad Davis.
Yeah, and Rashad Davis right there, he really made a nice cut at the line of scrimmage and sunk in behind that line and exploded up there to get 5 yards. That was a nice run. Nice run.
So it's shy of the first down. It's 3rd down on the 40-yard line, gain of 5. Now the Maroons with Smolik under center. It looks like a goal line type offensive situation where they got everybody in, 1 back in the backfield, and that's Davis. And they're going to fake the handoff, rolling to his right. Smolik fires it out, and the pass is caught first down just outside the 30-yard line. And a nice little hitch pattern that time by the wide receiver for Dowling Catholic on the reception that time, number 11, I believe.
I think it was Cooper Nicholson again.
It was Cooper
on the catch there, and they showed that tight formation. Look, it gives him a heavy look. Looks like they're going to just run the ball, quarterback sneak, and roll out and hit Cooper Nicholson in stride.
Get it down to the 33-yard line for a pickup of 7 and a Dowling first down. And now,
right now, again, that's Bo Gamble.
A quick hitch that time on the far sideline.
And the corners are playing so soft right now that Gamble's able to break that off right in front of him, and Smolik can just pipe that ball in there, and it's a great, easy play for him to make right now.
And that Gamble with the reception, they move the ball inside the 30. When's the sun go down? Because we are staring right into it, into the shade. It's 2nd and 5, Dowling from the 28-yard line, a gain of 5 that time. Smolik, 1 back, nobody in the backfield, empty backfield. Smolik to his right, now wants to run, angles for the far sideline. It's finally run out of bounds inside the 25, maybe to the 24 for a pickup of 4.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a yard short. He rolled out and didn't see anything, and instead of trying to force something, you roll to the short side of the field. You don't have a lot of window to throw into, and he made the right decision in running it up the field and making it a 3rd and 2. Good decision by Jackson Smolik.
He rolled out, and he didn't run a whole lot last week unless he had to. Run out of bounds to 25 for a gain of 3. You can hear one of the coaches for Dowling. Here's a snap, and the handoff for Rashad Davis, right side, waiting for his blocker. He's got the first down inside the 20 and finally run down. He stays in bounds right about the 18-yard line. Nice little run that time, and he waited for his offensive line to catch up.
Batterton and Shelton were pulling on that play, and as we talked about before, Davis there was patient and waited for him and followed those 2 big horses up around the corner and got the easy first down.
So the Maroons with the first down at the 17-yard line of Northwest. 8-yard gain by Rashad Davis, the sophomore tailback who's got most of the carries here in this first series. Handoff Rashad right up the gut, and he gets down to about the 15-yard line. We'll call it 2, and it'll bring up 2nd and 8 for Dowling Catholic. The Maroons have taken the opening kickoff from their own 27-yard line and marched all the way down to the 15 of Northwest.
Yeah, the nice penetration there by the defensive line from Waukee Northwest. The Wolves got penetration there. Davis didn't have much room, but still squeezed out a couple yards on that play.
Nice game in Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic and Say More with Bozen in the Bozen Red Zone. 244-ROSE, it's 515-244-7673. Bozen makes the moment mean more. It's 2nd and 8, Dowling. And here's a little swing pass to Rashad Davis out of the backfield. Caught down the near side, or far sideline, rather. Hops a tackle and out of bounds inside the 10. He picked up at least 5, maybe 6 yards, depending on the spot. And he's near a first down, I believe.
Is. And last, we talked in the pregame about how inefficient Dowling was on 3rd down last week. And right now they're creating 3rd and shorts. And, these are 3rd and manageables. 3rd and 2 again. Nice pitch and catch there to Rashad Davis.
The ball is on the 11-yard line, so a gain of 4 that time for Davis. It's 3rd and 3 from the 11. And now a handoff to Rashad. Fighting for yardage, and he's inside the 10. They're going to spot him down right near the 8-yard line. That'll be close to a first down, maybe about a yard shy. We'll see.
Good second effort. Good second effort by Davis. It looks like he's going to be spotted just a little bit short. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit short, so it's going to be 4th and probably less than a yard, it looks like.
We're back to the red zone, and that's what the Maroons had trouble with last week. They scored 3 points once they got in the red zone, and they came up empty a few other times. It looks like the Maroons are going to go for it. It's 4th and 1, Matt, inside the 8-yard line of Waukee Northwest.
Yeah, this is where you take that size of that line and you just pony up behind them.
Here's a snap to give us the left side, and angling into the end zone. Touchdown Dowling, and that's C.J. Phillip who got in there for the carry. C.J. was out most of that series, but C.J. carried in. He and Rashad Davis.
Yeah.
C.J. must be the red zone ball carrier. He scores for Dowling Catholic.
Good run. What they caught Northwest doing there was, Dowling loaded up the box, or loaded up the tackle to tackle, and then just bounced that thing outside, was able to seal everything off, and Phillips scampers in.
So Dowling takes the opening kickoff and goes down. The extra point up and good, as it was Andrew Schumacher with the extra point. The hold by Jack Jepson and Carson Hagan with the snap. Dowling leads at 7-0. We'll be back to Northwest Stadium here in Waukee after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
It can be easy to forget about the dignity of another when we disagree with their ideas or actions. We start to focus on the things that make us different, and the thoughts start to divide us. Before we reach the conclusion of those thoughts, we must pause and remind ourselves that person with a different idea or lifestyle has great dignity. The next time you find yourself ready to go toe-to-toe with someone, remember that they have dignity and deserve respect, even when we disagree.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org. Listen to Making It Personal with Bishop William Joensen Friday mornings at 9 on Iowa Catholic Radio or on demand at iowacatholicradio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
Well, Dowling Catholic takes the opening kickoff as the Maroons go 13 plays, 73 yards. And now the Maroons kicking off, fielded by Waukee Northwest at the 15-yard line, and hit and driven down right around the 25, maybe the 27-yard line, is the return man for the Wolves, and he was almost laid out there. That would be Grant Carter on the return. That'll be first down Wolves.
And Jack Moore makes the tackle there, and he really laid a lick on it coming up the middle there.
Yes, he did. Let's go down to John Scheidel for our first report since we kicked off. Johnny?
Well, those are the type of drives you want to see is over almost 5.5 minutes. That's the type of Dowling drives you want to see and being able to convert there.
Well, on first down, thank you, John, for that report. Long pass that was broken up nicely. Intended receiver for Waukee Northwest was Jackson Adams, a pass from Sam Johnson, but incomplete there, Matt.
Jake Anderson had great position on that play, and it was a double move. They were going to try and catch Dowling sleeping right away, and Jake wasn't having anything of it, and actually almost was close to offensive pass interference as Jake was in the best position.
So it'll be second down and 10 Northwest from their own 27-yard line. Now they keep it on the ground, and getting gobbled up right there in the interior line of the Dowling defense is the Waukee running back, and I believe that was Brady Grisham who was swallowed up. So it'll bring up third down and long for Northwest. Third, and going to give it a gain of 2.
Brady Grisham's a big back and 6 foot, 195, and he ran for about 75 yards, I think, last week, and he's going to do the bulk of the work back there.
All right, Northwest sends a man in motion. Johnson back to throw, angles it out, fires it out, caught, and that's by Jackson Adams, and they're going to say he's inbounds. And with the reception, but shy of the first down by a couple yards, they'll bring up fourth and about 2.
He's going to be short. 4th and 2 early in the ball game. We'll see what Coach Kapatic is going to do right here. And he leaves his offense out. Here comes the punt team.
So just shy of the first down. It gets it up to the 34-yard line. A 5-yard reception. Bring up fourth down and about 2. And Waukee Northwest will go back in punt formation. Tanner Philpott, who averaged 43 yards a punt on 5 punts last week against the Valley Tigers here at Northwest Field in Waukee. Back to punt, the lefty, couple of steps, and low kick, line drive And it takes a Waukee bounce, a Northwest bounce inside the 20, and it rolls down inside the 15, down to about the 12, and that's where the Dowling offense will start. Matt Mandring, 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 12-yard line with 5:07 remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling leading 7-0. Maroons on a C.J. Phillip 8-yard run in their first possession. This will be Dowling's second possession of the night, and we'll keep it up here. I want to remind our folks, our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio include Ashworth Vision Clinic, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and the fine folks at Construction Professionals.
And
Matt?
I got to give a shout-out to my my walking neighbor, Tom Kilkenny.
Is he a Waukee guy? Because I know you live
No,
out here.
He's my walking neighbor.
Walking neighbor.
Neighbor in Clive. And,
But a
and
Dowling.
he's always out taking a walk, and whenever he walks, or I walk by his house, we're talking shop, we're talking football. And
he's a Dowling supporter.
He's a very strong Dowling supporter, and all of our thoughts and prayers are with him. He had a tough week, and he's just got done with his first round of surgeries, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, and wish him a speedy recovery. And I hope he gets recovered soon, because I got to be able to walk by and talk football. So.
I would hope so. We hope for his speedy recovery, and now looks like we're all set. I'm not sure what the delay was, but it's first down Maroons. Dowling will put a man in motion right to left. Smolik, empty backfield, three receivers left, two to the right. Dowling right to left, north to south, and a quick catch by the Dowling split in over there. And that's Hank Brown with his first reception.
Hank Brown's first reception. Yeah, he got out there, and nice catch for him. And it's just a bang play, and just a quick 2-yard shot.
And Matt, Dowling went 5 wide that time, and that's something they can do. And they just kind of everybody's got to read. And they're going to do it again with one back in the backfield. So 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Smolik out of the shotgun from his own 13-yard line. Back to throw is Smolik on play action, rolls to his left, fires it out, looking for his receivers, got a man open, and it is caught by Cooper Nicholson near midfield at a first down for Dowling Catholic. What a throw by Smolik. He waited and waited, stepped up, rolled to his left, and threw across his body for the first down.
And that play was designed to be a short throw, and nothing was there, and the offensive line gave Jackson a long time to sit, and he rolls out, and it basically was telling Cooper Nicholson to take off, and he did, and he just laid it right in the basket for him.
35 yards and a Dowling first down up to the 48-yard line. Be first down Maroons as we still battle the sun here in the second possession. Now a little counter to the right side, and the handoff from right to left. They give it to the tight end, Jalen Thompson, and he skirts his way into Northwest territory. He's run out of bounds right around the 45-yard line to pick up a 6.
And there's a dynamic you can get from an athlete like Jalen Thompson at tight end, and kind of a tight end around, and just a direct handoff to him, and a guy leading out front blocking, and he gives a good stiff arm and makes a nice run.
He certainly does, and they'll give him 6 yards on the carry. It's 2nd and 4 for Dowling. The ball on the Northwest 46-yard line. Dowling leads it 7-0 with under 4 minutes left to go first quarter. Smolik with the back in the backfield right behind him. And play action, the handoff, C.J. Phillip hops a tackle inside the 40, spins out of it, and breaks free for a first down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line of Northwest.
Right there on that play, Jackson was getting them, the Waukee Northwest defensive front, to jump and move around, and they were not comfortable at the snap of the ball, and the offensive line just exploded off the ball and made a great hole for C.J. Phillips to blow up through.
7-yard run for C.J. Phillip. He and the sophomore Rashad Davis have been going back and forth at tailback. Rashad actually got the start. Both are youngsters. Rashad, a sophomore, and C.J., a junior. And now here is pass incomplete on the near side by Smolik. He tried to hit his wide receiver on the near side and let him a little too far, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there, because we haven't seen Jackson and his receivers that far off in either one of these games. I don't know how many rushing attempts we have, but we've almost matched last week already.
I'll have to add that up here between plays. We don't huddle, and we don't take our time between plays. I mean, we got the ball snapped before it gets up to 10 yards. So here is a snap and an inside handoff, and bouncing outside, and now being wrestled down at the line of scrimmage. And that's probably Waukee Northwest first great defensive play of the night.
They're Waukee wants a fumble, but they're going to say he was down. His knee was down. So
no gain in the play, and I think that was Rashad Davis on the carry, and it was.
Yep. Rashad Davis on the play, and sophomore out in the field, you make sure you wrap that ball. You don't give him a chance.
Third and 10.
Strong run.
3rd and 10 for Dowling. The ball on the northwest 35-yard line. Bo Gamble was the intended receiver on that first down incompletion, and then Rashad just carried it there. So empty backfield, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Back to throw is Smolik. Fires to the far sideline and leaping for the ball and incomplete. They ruled at the 10-yard line, or the 20-yard line rather, was Brown, the intended receiver for Dowling Catholic, and that's Hank Brown. Bring up 4th down for Dowling.
4th down, a good play there by Carter Blakely from the corner position. He came out there and broke that play up because the ball was laid out there, and Hank had an opportunity to make that catch, and Blakely broke it up for the Wolves. Looks like Dowling's going to give this a shot here.
Yeah, they're not bringing in the punting unit. All that would be is moving Cooper Nicholson from wide receiver to punter. But the Maroons going for it. 2 receivers on each side of the formation, 1 back in the backfield. That's Phillip. Back to throw Smolik on 4th down for Dowling. And now Smolik fires it out, and the pass is ruled incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs, and it'll be Waukee Northwest football as they take over inside the 35-yard line, right around there. They're going to say it's an interception, and it'll be Northwest football on 4th down for Dowling.
He's trying to squeeze that ball into a little spot there into Jalen Thompson, and good play there by Waukee Northwest. Get it turned over, and now it's the defense's job to get the ball back.
We'll go down to John Chido after this play. 1st down, Northwest at their own 33-yard line. And the quarterback now in a little read option. They give this to the tailback, and check that. It's Johnson. He fakes the handoff and keeps it up the middle, and he gets up to the 40-yard line for a gain of 7 to bring up 2nd and 3. Let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Johnny?
Well, the offense is clicking there, Mark and Matt. But Matt mentioned this early in the broadcast. You have to stay ahead of the change. And once the drive stalled, is because they had 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, and then went for it on 4th and 10. And those are situations you have to stay out of.
All right, Johnson back to throw, rolls to his left, fires the ball downfield, and the pass is incomplete at the midfield. Would have been enough for a 1st down. The pass was thrown high there, Matt, by Johnson to his intended receiver.
On the run as Carson Hagan broke loose and was given chase there and ended up throwing it a little bit high.
So to bring up 2nd down, or rather 3rd down. And they're going to call it 2 for Waukee Northwest. Line of scrimmage.
I was wrong about the 15 minutes before the sun went behind the bleachers too, Mark.
It's past 15 minutes.
It is.
High snap. Johnson has it, fires left side. The pass is incomplete, broken up. He tried to hit his split in on the left side.
Flag down the middle of the field. Good job there by Braden Pearson getting his hands up on the rush to deflect it. It looks like it's going against Waukee.
And the white hat ineligible receiver downfield, and see what Dowling does with Coach Wilson. Maroons will decline and bring up 4th down. 4th and 2 for the Wolves on their own 40-yard line.
So decision time again here for Kapatich as he's got to make a decision on 4th and 2 on his side of the field.
They just started the play clock, and he's going to bring in the punting unit. 2 deep into his own territory, Matt, to do that. And the punting unit comes in for Waukee Northwest. That'll be Tanner Philpott, number 99, the punter. Left-footed punter, a little rugby style. He likes to take a few steps and then punt at the last minute. Got to be careful. He may fake it. And back deep for Dowling Catholic will be Cooper Nicholson and Trey Wilson. Here's the punt, high end over end kick. Fair catch signal for Dowling. It's a 20-yard line by Cooper Nicholson, and that's for Dowling. Will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. We want to thank Mercy One, along with Dental Associates and the Catholic Tuition Organization for supporting our broadcast all season long here on Iowa Catholic Radio. And Matt Maindrig, we are going to have the newest administrative member, and that is the new OC, as everybody seems to call him. But Jared Herring is the assistant athletic director, which means during football season he does everything.
Right.
Well, besides the athletic secretary.
Right.
But
Colleen Webb
does a lot. but we're going to have Jared Herring on, and I asked you for a few questions, and I'm still waiting for questions to really ask him since you don't see him much
I've
anymore.
got questions. He's a great addition to our administrative staff. He's a top-notch guy. Jalen Thompson catches it over the middle. He might be gone.
Down the far sideline on the catch, right around the 30-yard line. He sprints down the far sideline. They're going to spot him out of bounds right around midfield. But nice little pattern that time between Smolik and Jalen Thompson.
We got a flag on the field.
I see the yellow hanky. This may be coming back. Let's see what the officials do. If they're talking to the other team, you know it's coming back.
Yeah. Oh, so they're going to call blocking downfield. I believe it's on Hank Brown before Jalen caught the football. And Jalen caught the ball, broke one tackle, and then scooted down the sideline, made a nice run.
So
and
it's pass interference. That'll be half the distance, Matt. Back to the 10-yard line as Dowling will start first and 20 on this drive. Offensive pass interference after while the ball was in the air. So Smolik will have two receivers right, one to the left, inside handoff right up the gut, and he's stacked up. Is that Love or Rashad? And it's Rashad Davis on the carry and no gain, so to bring up 2nd and 20 for Dowling from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Tim Thomason and Adam Gardner in there on the stop, and Davis just got swallowed up at the line of scrimmage, had nowhere to go, and good play by the defensive front from Waukee Northwest.
Certainly was. Well, 7-0 Dowling with 1:10 left to go first quarter. Mark Hemedale alongside Matt Mandry tonight from Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. Brand new facility, 2nd year in existence. 2 receivers left, make it 3 as Davis goes in motion. 2 to the right, empty backfield from Smolik. Waiting the snap, quick snap, he fires it out, and the pass is caught over there, but for a short gain, if anything, by the Maroons.
Yeah, just a quick hitter there, only for a couple yards on 2nd and long, and there was some pressure, so we had to get rid of the ball fairly quickly. So this makes a third and a bunch. We get 3rd and 17.
That was Gamble on the catch.
So you see how conservative you are here. You got to trust Jackson Smolik to make good decisions down here with your backs against the wall.
3-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 17 for the Maroons. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, empty backfield for Smolik. Back to throw he goes on the snap. Now trying to avoid pressure, rolls to his left, now wants to keep it. Now fires at the last moment. He's got a man open. It's Gamble. Caught for the first down. Bo Gamble and out of bounds right around. Let's see where they're going to spot him out of bounds.
I think they're going to say lineman downfield.
The penalty flag is down, but the pass was caught. Now
to
say he stepped out of bounds to the 49 of Waukee Northwest, but this might be coming back.
They're checking the line of scrimmage and where Jackson threw it from and where the offensive linemen are. So they're trying to figure out was somebody downfield.
All right, John Chido's down there. We haven't talked to him in a while. Johnny, you got some input here?
Yeah, they legal forward pass, it is called it, Mark, and it was pretty tight right there. And it wouldn't have been a legal man downfield because it was a pass all the way.
So so it is a loss of down.
It'll be 4th down for Dowling.
So they said he was over the line of scrimmage.
They're going to move the line of scrimmage back.
So you have the penalty.
To the 9-yard line, Matt.
Yep.
So the Maroons get that drive stalls out. Offensive pass interference, and now Smolik over the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
I think it's the quarter.
Maroons call a timeout with 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter, leading 7-0. We'll keep it here. Mark Hemedale, Matt Mandry, John Child. Let's go down to John. We haven't went down to you, John, before the end of the first quarter. Timeout by the Maroons. They're in a 4th and 21 from their own 9-yard line here.
Yeah, I think the offense is in good shape because the 2 drives that stalled were based on penalties and lack of being able to convert on first down. The last drive that stalled, that they didn't convert on first down, and they were stuck in that 3rd and 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and then 4th and 10. And then this last drive here, 2 big penalties set them back. And the last one there when they said the ball was thrown over the line of scrimmage, or the quarterback crossed the line of scrimmage. So penalties is hurting the Dowling Maroons right now.
Yeah, Jalen Thompson's catch, Johnny, it was, I think, Love illegal block downfield before the pass was thrown.
Yeah.
That was another one. All right, Maroons set the punt. Nicholson from his own end zone gets it away. And it's a high, short, end-over-end kick. Takes a bounce. And let's see, the Maroons will down it inside the 40 or 35-yard line, down to the 33-yard line. That's where Northwest will take over. They had their best field position as they had Dowling pinned in their own territory.
Right, and so this is a big opportunity as they start the second quarter here for the Waukee Northwest Wolves, and we are at the quarter break.
We'll take a break. The score at the end of the first quarter, off that the punt was the last play of the first quarter. Score at the end of one, it's Dowling Catholic 7, Waukee Northwest nothing from Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. We'll be back after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Matt Wilcom here from Iowa Catholic Radio. I'd like to thank you for your continued support of this apostolate. Because of you, we're reaching more souls in more ways than ever before. Whether you've had your faith strengthened by either our talk or music channels, or if you've been impacted by one of our other outreach initiatives, you experience firsthand the value Iowa Catholic Radio brings to the Catholic and Christian community. If you haven't made the decision yet to become a family member, please consider a $30 a month sustaining gift. Just visit iowacatholicradio.com, and welcome to the family.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hello, this is Father Kyle Digman from St. Thomas Aquinas Parish in Ames, Iowa. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
Hey, we're back here at Northwest Stadium here in Waukee, 7-0 Dowling as we start the second quarter of play. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandring, John Chido, officials ready for the signal. And it's week 2. And we have the Northwest offense out there as they switch sides of the field. Northwest will be going right to left, north to south here at their stadium. Dowling in their visiting white uniforms with maroon pants, and Northwest, the Wolves, in their dark uniforms. A handoff right up the gut on first down, and that is their outstanding tailback, who's been held in check for the most part, and that is Brady Grisham from the Dowling 33, and he carries it almost 10 yards. He gets be 2nd and 1, carry for 9.
Braden Pearson came off the left edge, and he was a little late getting there as they went off tackle on the right side, and a big play there for Grisham.
So it's 2nd down and 9. Line of scrimmage is the 24-yard line of Dowling. Handoff once again. And Grisham again dives forward for the first down inside the 25, down near the 21 or 2-yard line for a pickup of 2.
Jimmy Wanick makes the initial hit, and Manhattan finishes him off, but not after he advanced for a first down. He got made the first hit and was able to bounce forward for that first down.
1st and 10, Waukee Northwest. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Read option, and they give it to the tailback, Grisham again. But that time he tried to go over right guard, and he was swallowed under by the front 3 of Dowling.
Good play up there up front, and Rumley and Hikus and Hagen. They swallowed him up in there, and 2nd and long.
They said Wanick was also in on the tackle, so job by the Maroons that time. Mentioned the Waukee Northwest offensive line. Not a bad-looking group, led by Cale Winter, the 6'3", 245 senior. He played right tackle last year as a starter. Here's a snap. Johnson back to throw, fires right side, and the pass is, well, if it's complete, it's for a short gain. And he may have lost a yard. He might have been better off. They're going to spot him for no gain.
Grisham coming out of the backfield, and Jimmy Wanick stayed right with him and ate him up as he caught the ball, and a negative play.
So it brings up 3rd down for Waukee Northwest. 3rd and 12. They say he lost a yard, back to the 23-yard line. 3 receivers left. And extra tight end in there, one back in the backfield. Quarterback draw, and Johnson will keep the ball over the right side. Tries to get outside and can't. No gain on the play. It'll bring up fourth down. It might be field goal unit time for the Waukee Northwest Wolves.
Yeah, pretty conservative call on 3rd and long there, and so you're thinking maybe they're going to get the field goal here. Grisham or Johnson was, I think, their leading rusher last week as a quarterback, and so he's not afraid to run, but there was nothing there.
All right, they're going to attempt the 40-yard field goal, are the Wolves. The short snapper is Aiden Verity, number 52. The holder will be Wyatt Christensen, number 14, the backup quarterback. From the right hash, ball is high enough. It's long enough, and it is right through the middle. Good. 40-yard field goal puts Waukee Northwest on the board. So our score with 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. It's Dowling 7, Waukee Northwest 3. Here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Listen to Man Up with Joe Stopulos Monday mornings at 9 on Iowa Catholic Radio and on demand at iowacatholicradio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
And we're back here at Waukee Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. Mark Hemedale, Matt Mandring, John Chido as Waukee Northwest will kick off. A 40-yard field goal by Jack Gearhart from the right hash puts Waukee Northwest on the board. Here's the kickoff by Dowling Catholic, fielded at about the 5-yard line, and Maroons on the return, and that is Rashad Davis. And he gets the 25-yard line. That's where Maroons will be in business. Let's go down to John Chido for the first time here in the second quarter. Johnny?
Well, that's a fantastic job by the Dowling defense, especially considering Northwest's short field position to hold them to 3 points. And it's a great kick by Gearhart for Waukee Northwest. That was a tremendous field goal to 40 yards is what you said, Mark. But
yes, it was.
What a tremendous job by the defense to stand tall there, especially with the short field position.
Yeah, started on the Dowling 33. The Maroons now with a first down, and they'll go back on the ground. 1st and 10 from the Maroon 25-yard line. And Rashad Davis gets the carry. Tough trying to turn the corner, but he picked up a few yards. Looked like 3 or 4 maybe. Matt, as he inches his way across the 25 and here up to the 27, they'll give him 2.
Tough sledding in there right now against that defensive front of Moses, Verity, Thomason, and Zarkowski. They're doing a really good job of stopping things up. And since that first drive, the run game has slowed up a little bit.
Certainly has. Here's Smolik out of the shotgun, 2 receivers right. The Maroons have an extra tight end in there at this time on the right side. The give is to the tailback, and he grinds his way right up the gut to about the 30-yard line. And is that C.J. Phillip in there?
Yeah.
Yep, it is Phillips.
C.J. Phillips got in behind that big line and burrowed forward for a few yards. And still leaves with a 3rd and 5. 3rd and manageable.
And, Matt, I know Dowling doesn't huddle, so we've got some scores to give you. Maybe we'll do it right after this play. It's 3rd and 5, Dowling from their own 30-yard line. Maroons have 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Dowling going south to north here. Back to throw Smolik. And things starting to break down. Smolik scrambles on his feet across the first down. Knocks a player down. Still on his feet at midfield and finally blasts it down at the 45 of Waukee Northwest. That might be his toughest run of the year and literally knocked over a defensive back.
Yeah, Jackson Smolik just lowered his shoulder and lowered the boom there as he was running over the middle. He had his momentum going, and he dropped that shoulder. And he's faster than you think, and he did a really good job accelerating to the middle. Big gain.
25-yard run for Smolik. Might be as long as a gain from scrimmage. First down Dowling at the Northwest 45. Smolik, play action fake. Now fires it up, looking for Gamble, and the pass is incomplete, and a penalty flag goes down at the 15-yard line as defensive back made contact with Bo as he was running the go pattern on the near sideline.
And then that ball, when it's just a little bit underthrown and that defensive back has his back turned and he's sprinting, he's in trouble because as soon as Gamble had to slow up to get the football, the defensive back ran up on him.
So 1st and 10 Maroons from the Northwest. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and it'll be at the 30-yard line of Northwest. So the Dowling offense in business. Bo Gamble with a nice catch. But the biggest moment was Jackson Smolik's run, and he literally ran over a defensive back about midfield before he was tackled at the 45.
He's going to be talking about that one late in life, how he ran over the middle.
No, it's the Dowling parents in front of us on the east side here, and now here's a handoff to Phillip, CJ, looking for a hole, and he gets right back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Nice job by the Waukee defensive line.
Yeah, and we got a couple scores we've seen. Last we saw Southeast Polk and Valley was 7-7. And Ankeny was up on Ankeny Centennial 3-0 early in those ball games.
All right, appreciate that update. Of course, Waukee Northwest next week, they travel to Southeast Polk for their first road game of the year, and Dowling will travel to Ankeny for back-to-back road trips. Smolik back to throw, looking over the middle, throws into the end zone. It's got a man open, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands as that play closed down nicely. That was Trey Wilson, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Trey Wilson. Hey, Trey left the ground a little bit early and got himself caught in the air a little bit longer than he needed to, or wanted to, I should say, and just didn't quite connect on that. He was open in the back of the end zone.
Open for a moment, and when Smolik threw it to him, but then it closed down. So this will bring up 3rd and 10 on the incompletion. From the Northwest 30-yard line, Dowling leading 7-3. Back to throw Smolik over the middle. The pass is caught, and I think he's got the first down inside the 20, down to the 19, and that is, looks like Cooper Nicholson.
Yeah, Cooper Nicholson again. Cooper Nicholson stopped up short, and Jackson had a little more time, so Cooper releases up the middle a little bit farther, and then Jackson makes the right decision and hit to him and get the first down.
11-yard gain gives Dowling a first down. The Maroons will interchange their receivers. Going out will be Trey Wilson. Let's see if they bring an extra tight end in. Jalen Thompson back in. So they are going to go with their big formation. Extra fullback in there and one tailback. 2 receivers to the right. Nicholson in motion. Gamble split out far right. Here's the snap, and the give is to the tailback, Phillip, and he's still on his feet and dives forward, maybe to the 17 for a gain of 2. Going to bring up 3rd and 8.
The big play, so now you're in a little bit of a hole here. I think it's 2nd and 9. Isn't it 2nd and 9? Yeah, 2nd
and 9. It was the
2nd
first
and
down
9.
play.
Yep. And so here the Maroons go back to the board and go to a single back set and spread it out a little bit more.
Gain of 1, they'll give Love for Dowling. So it's 2nd and 9, as you mentioned, Matt. 3 receivers right. And now they run the mesh, and they're going to tackle Smolik in the backfield. That was a little read option. That is not Smolik. That is Dante Cataldo in there. And he pulled the ball out of the tailback spot, and Dante was brought down. So they'll bring Smolik back in. And they'll bring up now 3rd and long, 3rd and about 12 on the play on the loss.
Kai Croft for the Wolves there was not fooled at all, and he got Cataldo in the backfield, didn't have time to make a decision to do anything with football.
3-yard loss. Yep, 3-yard loss for Dowling, and now the Maroons go with their 5-receiver set. Here's the snap. Smolik looking in the end zone, fires towards the end zone. He's got a man open, and it's caught, but then finally dropped as he ran out of bounds, incomplete. He threw it over the defensive backs, but that was a tight window, Matt, incomplete.
Yeah, Nicholson makes a nice cut on that play, and Smolik had him and just off the fingertips.
So Schumacher's going to come in and try a 37-yard field goal right in the middle, between the hashes, rather. 7-3 Dowling, 4:31 remaining, 2nd quarter, and Schumacher. The hold will be from Jepson. The kick is long enough, and it is through.
That was
so
no doubter. No doubter from 37 yards.
Some, yeah. So Schumacher hits some 37, and Dowling extends his lead to 10-3. 4.5 minutes remaining. Second quarter. We'll be back to Northwest Stadium here in Waukee after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. How far is too far? Ask yourself, will I wish that my future wife had gone further with other men? Or instead, that they had respected her dignity? You see, how far is too far usually means, how much can I use this woman without going too far? Any use is too far. It shows that you don't care about giving love at all, but just taking physical pleasure. Now, obviously, God intends the gift of love to be accompanied with physical pleasure, whether it's holding your bride's hand or something far more intimate. But first, it has to be a gift of love. And what does that mean? St. Paul knows. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to sanctify her. And how did Christ do that? By sacrificing everything and enduring death on a cross. So, if you give your whole life to your bride, that's called marriage, with all the joy and sacrifice that entails, then that pleasure will truly come from the love it signifies. For more, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
Hey, we're back here at Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. Dowling leading 10-3 over Waukee Northwest. Dowling going on a 12-play drive that stalls out at the Northwest 21-yard line. And Andrew Schumacher on a 37-yard field goal, his second of the night. And now the kickoff in Northwest with the ball. And this is Grant Carter on the return down the far sideline. And finally up in at the 45-yard line by, I believe, the kicker. Great return by Carter. He took it from basically the left hash, returned right. There's a penalty flag down around the 20-yard line. We'll see if this comes back.
But Schumacher's going to get a gold star for that tackle at the end of that play.
Wow.
He was the last man, and even though it's coming back due to a penalty, that's going to earn him some stripes there.
That certainly will. John Chowder, you're on the Dowling sideline. You coached Mr. Schumacher. I don't know if you went through tackling drills or not, but if you didn't, he remembered.
He is more than just a kicker, and you guys just saw a witness to that on that tackle. He's not afraid to put his nose in there, and he played defensive back and wide receiver and with us at 8th grade and freshman and sophomore year. And I know he's doing all the kicking duties, but he can also play other positions as well.
Well, he showed that there as Northwest back at their own 11-yard line on the penalty on the return. Thank you for that report, John. As the Wolves put the ball on the ground and nowhere, no gain. So it's 2nd and 10 deep in their 11-yard line here, Matt. Kind of in a no-man's land for the Wolves.
Grisham up the middle there, and had Tommy Keipel, I believe, on the tackle on that play. Tommy going in there in the rotation, giving looks like Hagan a breather on this one as it's Rumley and Hikus in there with Keipel.
3:45 remaining in the first half. Dowling 10, Waukee Northwest 3. And now a read option, inside handoff to the tailback. And that's Brady Grisham again, and he's tackled in the backfield. He'll lose yardage back at least to the 8-yard line. That'd be a 3-yard loss, and 3rd and long coming up for the Wolves.
Yeah, real good play by Joe Hughes, and he came up, and he is the edge guy on that play, and so he's contained. And Grisham tried to bounce it out from him, and Hughes was able to get a little piece of jersey and kind of roped him down there.
That's a big guy you're bringing down.
Yeah.
Grisham, 6 foot, 195-pound running back, and now on the read option, Johnson hands it off to Grisham again, near side. He's hit and dropped back to the original line of scrimmage to the 11. So we'll bring up 4th and 10 for the 11. And this could put Dowling in pretty good position here to end the half, in great field position on the punt coming up.
I tell you what, that Jimmy Wanek, 5'9", 185, he can hit. And he just came up and laid a lick on Grisham there at the end of that play. And he's having an outstanding football game tonight, Jimmy Wanek is, and just fun to watch him play in that middle.
So from his own end zone, Tanner Philpott into punt, the left-footed kicker. Twin safeties back deep for Dowling Catholic. Good snap, high kick. And it'll bounce at the 45 and takes a northwest bounce across midfield. And Dowling will start 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line with 2:15 remaining here in the first half. Dowling a first down at their own 45-yard line. Let's see, timeouts remaining. Dowling has 2 and Northwest has 3. Let's go back to the sideline. That's where John Chido's at, the 8th grade coach at Dowling Catholic, has his first game here at Northwest Field next Tuesday night. And Johnny, take it away.
Well, Matt hit the nail on the head. Jimmy Wanek is having a heck of a ball game, and he's playing more downhill this week than he did last week, and that's what Dowling needs out of him, because he can hit and he can fill that hole and that gap, and he's got a different motor tonight, and it's shown.
It certainly has. Thank you for that report, Johnny. It's 5 receivers for Dowling. Back to throw. Smolik avoids one tackle. Now he's going to run it. He's got across midfield, and he puts his head down to about the Northwest 47 or 8 yard line, and that's a pretty good gain after all his receivers were pretty well covered.
This is a critical time for the Maroons. They want to get this 2-minute drill going, and they want to make sure that they run efficiently here and get a touchdown. I mean, this team is looking for 7 points here.
7-yard run by Smolik. He has a back in the backfield, 4 receivers. Now Smolik wants to run, back to throw, fires the ball downfield across his body, and it's incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Maroons. 3rd and about 3 or 4 from the Waukee Northwest. We call it the 48, 49-yard line.
Smolik was rolling out to the left there and kind of ran out of space and not much room for him to get going. But you know, the 3rd down incompletion stop, or 2nd down incompletion stops the clock, so 1:37 to go.
All right, Smolik with an empty backfield, 3rd and 3 Dowling. With 1:35, back to throw Smolik. And the pass is caught. That's Trey Wilson with the catch. Spins out of a tackle. He's got the first down and more down the near sideline and out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. Trey Wilson, the coach's son. You know, and Trey doesn't go very tall. He's about 5'8", and that's with his cleats on. But he went up and got that ball and made a nice move.
I think he panicked a little bit too, Mark, because he ran the wrong way first, and he was getting his feet under him, and everybody's going, "Oh my gosh, you got to get going the other way just to get that first down." And he caught it and made a nice run after the catch, and great play by Trey Wilson.
16-yard reception by Trey Wilson, and now we've got a timeout called. And we'll take one ourselves with 1:18 remaining in the first half. Dowling 10, Northwest of Waukee 3. The Maroons will have a 1st and 10 from the Northwest 32 when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
It can be easy to look at how someone is dressing or acting and judge them. But have you ever thought about how much grace is available in these situations? The next time someone makes a questionable decision, instead of judging and condemning, uphold their dignity for them. We do greater good by lifting them up in prayer and respecting their personhood than if we mentally tear them apart in our thoughts. We can uphold the dignity of others even when they are unable to recognize their own value.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Phil Stone at St. Thomas Aquinas Church and Catholic Student Center in Ames. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Okay, we're back here at Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. A nice reception as his 1st and 10. Smolik back to throw, found his tight end, Jalen Thompson, inside the 20, and they're going to spot him out of bounds near there, and it is a 1st down on a quick play coming out of the timeout, Matt.
They're going to keep the clock running, even if it's a 1st down, so the clock stops while they get this change set, and now the clock starts to roll again. Nice catch there for Jalen, and Smolik hit him on the numbers. 1st and 10 Maroons, 12-yard gain from the 20-yard line. And the handoff, that's Rashad Davis, breaks the tackle at 10, at the 5, going to the end zone, touchdown! The sophomore Rashad Davis scores from 20 yards out, and Dowling extends its lead to 16-3 with 49 seconds left to go in the first half, Matt. Dowling, you know, I think we talked about it last week a little bit. This team is going to be a team that's going to run to pass to set up the run. And right there in this 2-minute drill, it just opened up for Rashad. He makes a couple nice cuts in the first 5 yards and explodes to the end zone. Great run by the sophomore.
Extra point attempt. Jack checks him in to hold, and Hagan on the snap. The extra point by Schumacher is up and good, so Andy Schumacher knocks another point through it. It's 17-3 Dowling. Timeout on the field. We'll be back for the kickoff, and we'll go down to our sideline reporter, John Chado. When we return, Dowling 17, Waukee Northwest 3, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio Business Underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Thank you for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Did you know when you support Iowa Catholic Radio, you can make your donation go farther by asking your employer about matching gifts? Ask your employer about matching gifts, and thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Now we're back here at Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. Dowling going on a 5-play, 55-yard drive, capped off by Rashad Davis, the sophomore, with a 20-yard run, and now a little squib kick, and it's fielded inside the 40.
Oh,
Dowling thinks they got it, and I think they do. No signal yet from the officials, but, man, there's a scrum at the bottom, and Dowling thinks they got it.
And they do.
And they do. Coming up with the football for the Maroons is Jimmy Wannick. How about that? Well, I said we go down to John Chido, but we'll wait for the noise to calm down right in front of John. But, Johnny, big turnaround here. And the Maroons got 45 seconds and time on the board to score.
Yeah, and great field position. And that had been something they saw on film because that was a called play. You saw the up back turn and not look and run before the ball was kicked, and they kicked it right at him. And it was a great kick by Andrew Schumacher. And nice recovery by the Maroons.
So the Maroons in business. Thank you, John, for that report. 1st and 10 at the Waukee Northwest 37-yard line with 46 seconds to go. Back to throw as Smolik fires to the far sideline. Penalty flag down. The pass is incomplete as the defender, receiver, and ball all arrive. But
same time, yeah.
We got a penalty flag
down. That was
down.
A real good play by Owen Klunder out there, breaking it up. But there is a flag on the play.
Bo Gamble was the intended receiver, and we'll see what this is.
Oh.
Ineligible receiver downfield. You heard the referee saying the tight end was covered up, so that'll bring it back.
So anytime you have a formation and your outside guy has to be uncovered in order to be eligible. And so the receiver, one of the receivers on the edges, had to be off the line on the side that Jalen Thompson was on because he was covered up, and so then he's ineligible.
So that'll move the ball back 5 yards. It'll bring up 1st and 15 for Dowling from the Northwest 42-yard line. 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Dowling leading 17-3. Smolik back to throw, looks to the near side. The pass is caught by Gamble, and a timeout called by Dowling immediately. And we'll take a break. That'll be 34 seconds left, and that'll be a timeout called by Dowling. I believe nobody's moving.
You're going to get the same penalty because the same thing happened. The split end is up on the line of scrimmage covering up the tight end, and he's got to take a half a step backwards and leave that tight end uncovered.
And just as you said, Matt.
Yeah.
That's the.
I give an assist to the coaches up here. They're saying the same thing.
So Gamble's catch is going to be waved off. It was for a short gain. That'll back the Maroons up 5 more yards. They will not use the timeout. We'll keep it here.
So the clock will wind as soon as the ready to go signal.
Line of scrimmage is now the 47 of Northwest. Dowling going backwards. 1st and 20. And back to throw. The pass is caught right over the middle at the 30-yard line.
And they're going to run up and they're going to probably
they may spike it.
Call a timeout here because it's third. It's short of the first down, so the clock's not going to stop. Yep. And then there to be 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
So Nicholson a gain of 16 on the catch. And it'll bring up 2nd down and on the 31-yard line. Matt, we'll keep it here.
With 25 seconds, they have 1 timeout left. You can still work the middle of the field because, again, in high school football, the clock will stop on a first down, although they're getting much more efficient at getting those chains up and set, or you're working the edges.
That's right. Let's go down to John Chiler. You're in the middle of all that, Johnny, with the hurry up that the Maroons started on their own. The Northwest 37 got all the way back to the Northwest 47 due to penalties, and now with Nicholson's catch at the 31-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 4 here, John.
Yeah, it's just self-inflicted penalties, but it tells you how loud it is down here because that last penalty was right in front of the Dowling bench, and the coaching staff was trying to tell Gamble, the outside receiver, that he needs to be off the line of scrimmage. And when you get in a lot of that motion and shifting stuff, you can't cover up the tight end. And that happened twice, and once was close to the Dowling sideline. And it's so loud down here that the receiver, even standing right close to the sideline, could not hear the coaching staff.
All right. Thank you, John, for that report. As the Maroons now back on offense, it'll bring up 2nd and 4, the Maroons on the Northwest 31-yard line with 24 seconds left. Empty backfield. Smolik now back to throw, being chased. Runs with it. Now decides to throw. Throws to the near sideline. Caught by Gamble, and he gets out of bounds right about the 13-yard line. That stops the clock.
He stepped out of bounds after the catch. Good scramble by Smolik, and the only bad thing is it takes up a little bit of time, but made a nice throw down there. Was it Gamble? Is that what you said? Gamble on the catch and out of bounds, and at the 15-yard line, they got a chance to run probably a couple plays here, maybe with one timeout. You still have the middle of the field open.
That was an 18-yard gain that time. Completion from Smolik to Gamble. We'll have our halftime stats from Jared Seifert. He'll bring them over. 1st and 10 Dowling from the 14-yard line. Back to throw Smolik. Lobs it over the middle and threw it into traffic, and it is incomplete. And he threw that into 4 receivers. 4 Wolves were right there. That was a dangerous.
He's got to take that ball and make it throw it out of the back of the end zone. You still got a chance to get 3 points, and he's going to get a chance at one more offensive play here. And with Schumacher hitting that 37-yarder a minute ago, you feel pretty confident about him being able to hit it from here.
The Maroons got to leave plenty of time for a timeout, which they do. 10 seconds remaining. Dowling with a 2nd and 10. 14-yard line of Northwest. Chance to take advantage of the turnover. Onside kick by Dowling. The Maroons recover, and they're in business here before the half.
We got Jalen on the short side of the field, and then you've got...
Yeah, it looks like Dowling's going to burn their final timeout. Or no, check that. Procedure against Dowling. So, as John mentioned, self-inflicted stuff going on here.
The 5 yards isn't crazy here. It's not the end of the world.
Ball back to the 19
with 10 seconds to go, the 5 yards is a little bit irrelevant, but you still want to be effective and efficient down here.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 15 from the 19-yard line of Northwest. Here's the snap. Smolik steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, got a man open, and it is caught. Did he hang on to it? Touchdown, Cooper Nicholson. He went up to get that and almost jumped as high as the goalpost, and he caught it for the touchdown, came down, and did he hold on to it? He did, and a touchdown from 19 yards.
That was Jackson Smolik being real heady in the pocket, and you could see, there he kept his hips squared, stayed calm in the pocket, stepped up in the pocket, and hit Cooper over the middle.
Beautiful play. You can see it open up here. The extra point is up, and it is good by Schumacher. On the hold by Jack Jepson and the snap by Carson Hagan. So Dowling now with 4 seconds remaining leads it 24-3 with 4 seconds left in the first half. Back in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hello, I'm Father John Ludwig from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Waukee Northwest Stadium. Dowling taking advantage of a fumble recovery by Jimmy Wanek on an onside kick by the Maroons. And Dowling goes 5 plays and 37 yards, capped off by Cooper Nicholson, 19-yard reception from quarterback Jackson Smolik. First touchdown of the night for Smolik. And here's a squib kick. And it'll go into the end zone, touchback. So Northwest will have to snap the ball once from their own 20-yard line as we come to the end of the first half here with one more snap. Let's go down to John Chido. John, I know you're going to talk to head coach Tom Wilson here in a moment when the half ends, but the Maroons with a 24-3 lead. And how about the fumble recovery for Jimmy Wanek, giving the Dowling offense an extra set of downs?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it had to been something they saw on film because the up back for Waukee Northwest started running with his back to the kicker before the ball was kicked, and it was a great kick by Schumacher. But how about the theatrics there? Putting in half, 10 seconds left, you're able to get a touchdown now.
It was great. I know you're going to catch up with Coach Wilson. We'll give you a chance there. But Matt, Dowling up 24-3, and what a first half it was. C.J. Phillip, an 8-yard run. Schumacher, a 37-yard field goal. Rashad Davis, a 20-yard run, and then capped it off with 4 seconds left in the half. Smolik to Cooper Nicholson from 19 yards out.
The game sat at 10-7 for a long, or 10-3 for a long time, and you thought this Dowling team was going to kick in, and they finally did.
All right, let's go down to John with head coach Tom Wilson. Johnny?
Coach, great start to the first half there, and a nice score there at the end to cap it off to put the lead at 24-3. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that was a big one. I think is equally big as Waukee gets great field position, like the 32-yard line, and we hold them to a field goal. So a couple of big plays really on both sides of the ball there.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier with the short field position and only be able to come with three points, and that was a 40-yard field goal. The defense really stood tall there, and you guys were able to capitalize on great field positions late in the second half.
Yeah, big part of the ball game. Now we got to go settle us down a little bit and regroup and get ready for the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson as we are at halftime with the Maroons leading 24-3 here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Again, our thanks to Skeffington's Formal Wear along with Catholic Tuition Organization and Mercy One. Matt Maynard, before we go to break, pretty efficient. You talk about some of the breaks that the Maroons have had this year. Empty possessions, turnover on downs, not scoring in the red zone. But I'll tell you what, that second quarter, the Maroons popped up, and Wanek's fumble recovery after the onside kick. Johnny talked about that on the scouting report. Jimmy Wanek recovering for the Maroons, so Dowling gets an extra set of downs from the Northwest 37, and they go 5 plays with some penalties involved on offense, but they scored. How about Smolik? Dead on to Nicholson right before the half.
They were able to overcome, some things, but you go back and you replay through everything, and Jackson Smolik had his best first half of football.
Best running first half.
Yeah, best running first half too, and he really made some great decisions and was heady with the football and just had a nice half.
Dowling led 7-0 at the end of the first quarter and outscored Waukee Northwest 17-3 in that second quarter to lead at 24-3. And here's our first half stats. Jared Seifert, yes, he's the third base coach in baseball and pretty good math department teacher from what I hear.
Yeah.
My daughter hasn't passed that class yet, so the jury's still out. But look at this. Dowling total offense, Matt, 272 yards. Waukee Northwest just 25 yards of total offense. The Maroons 169 yards in the air, 103 yards in the ground. Northwest with 21 yards rushing and 4 yards passing. That's a tremendous job by the Dowling defense.
Yeah, that Dowling defense is just is creating a lot of opportunities and for the offense to get back on the field with a 3-and-out.
Yep, Dowling with 15 first downs, just 1 for Northwest. The one turnover was the fumble recovery on special teams by the Maroons and Jimmy Wanek. All right, individually, passing, Jackson Smolik, 14 out of 21 passing, 169 yards. He's thrown for a touchdown, and he had an interception there on a 4th down play. Sam Johnson, the Northwest quarterback, he was 2 out of 5 passing for 4 yards, no touchdowns and no interceptions. Leading ball carrier for Dowling is sophomore Rashad Davis, 9 carries, 44 yards and a touchdown. Smolik, 3 carries for 35 yards. C.J. Phillip, 6 carries, 22 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Thompson carried the ball once for 6 yards, and Dante Cataldo, 1 carry for -4 yards. For Waukee Northwest, Brady Grisham, their leading ball carrier, 8 carries, 14 yards, and no touchdowns. And the quarterback, Sam Johnson, 2 carries for 7 yards. And finally, the Receiving yards, Cooper Nicholson, 6 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown to lead Dowling in the first half. Bo Gamble, 4 catches for 32 yards. Trey Wilson, 1 catch for 16. Jalen Thompson, 1 catch for 12 yards. And Rashad Davis, 1 catch for 5 yards. And Hank Brown, 1 catch for 3 yards to lead the Dowling receivers. And Cooper Scheifus, 1 catch for 5 yards to lead Waukee Northwest. Brady Grisham, 1 catch for -1 yards. But again, the Dowling defense holding Northwest to just 25 total yards in the first half. You can hang your hat on that for at least a half here.
You can, and you can't get much better than that defensively, and just a strong effort, especially after last week, as much as Southeast Polk had their way with them in the second half, and the tackling. And just the tackling has been so much better tonight than it was last week, and much more, wrapping up on the first guy. You aren't seeing him break away. And so it's much more efficient play from that outfit.
And some other activities going on at Dowling beginning tomorrow as the weekend continues. Tonight, this is the only event, with the high school football game. And again, halftime, Dowling 24, Waukee Northwest 3. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring here at Northwest Stadium in Waukee. John Chido on the sidelines. We'll start with tomorrow morning. Dowling girls volleyball team will be at the 17 Valley Invitational at West Des Moines Valley at the field house there. Some of the teams, number 3, Ankeny, number 4, Iowa City Liberty, number 6, Dowling Catholic, number 7, Waukee Northwest, along with out of Class 3, number 6, Unity Christian, along with Waukee and Valley. So that'll be a good tournament for Mary Beth Wiskus and the Dowling volleyball team.
Yeah, they've had a good start, and they beat Valley last week, and they've come out of the chutes, and she's always got a good group of kids, and always competitive, always at the top of the state.
And the Dowling girls and boys cross-country team will be at the Urbandale Invitational. That'll be held at Urbandale Middle School, just down the street from the high school on Aurora Avenue there. And there'll be 5 girls teams. Girls get underway tomorrow morning with cross-country at 9:10. And the varsity boys get underway at 8:30. So Tim Ives and Dowling boys, the defending champs in cross-country, getting their season moving along. And the Dowling girls not having too bad of a year, too.
Yeah, they got a good start, too. And Coach Perriott and company have created a good group. And I was talking to Jackson Heidi's because I said, I haven't seen you very much. And he's been out, getting a couple college visits in. And he's getting ready to run tomorrow.
Well, look forward to him. And that'll be just down the street. I'll need another place to park because it's in Urbandale. We have people that go to those cross-country meets and walk over, and that's fine. We will do that. Well, at halftime, Matt, we're going to catch up with the guy that you haven't seen too much. We're going to take a break first, but this guy's voted the boys track coach of the year in Class 4A, Coach Herring, Jared Herring. He's also the new OC, as he's been known here in his first few months. I got to see him out at the Dowling Golf outing earlier in August out at Echo Valley, and he was kind of, making the way around there. But Jared Herring, the guy to your left, we're going to talk to him, the brand new assistant athletic director, and still defending champ boys golf coach, boys track coach at Dowling. You can spit it all out at once. Yeah, Matt.
Well, he's been a great addition to our administrative team, and just a pleasure to have around and help our young men grow, and finding out that the athletic director job in the fall is almost a 7 to 8 year. Thankful there's no events on Sundays, and you look forward to Wednesday nights, and it's an around the clock job, and we're very thankful that he's the one doing it for us.
Well, he's working alongside the veteran Colleen Webb. She does a great job coordinating that office with Tom Wilson and now Jared Herring. We're going to talk to him when we come back. Matt, I don't know there's no food over here in this press box. You have to walk over there across the way.
Is that the deal?
That's the deal. That's what they told us. Well, that's where Channel 13 is. That's where CISN is. They got the bigger press box. But we're right. We're fine here. We had the sun in our eyes. We had the sun in our eyes for a quarter and a half, but that's all right. We got most of the numbers right, I think.
I think so.
We'll check it later. All right, we'll take a break here at halftime along with Matt Maindring, Mark Amadale, John Chido alongside, and we'll catch up with Jared Herring, the brand new assistant AD at Dowling Catholic High School. Our halftime score is Dowling 24, Waukee Northwest 3 from Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. We'll return after this 2-minute timeout on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Has anyone ever told you to pray about it and left you thinking, okay, but how? First, invite the Holy Spirit to be with you as you talk to God. Think about what is going on in your heart and mind. Be honest. Acknowledge to God what you're thinking, feeling, and desiring, because He wants you, the real you. Then tell him about what you're experiencing and entrust that to him. Finally, let the Father love us. Ask yourself, how is God loving me right now? He is loving always. Sometimes we need to stop and think of our blessings, because that is where we can find God.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org. Have you downloaded the Iowa Catholic Radio app? It's easy through the Apple App Store on iPhone or through Google Play on Android. Search Iowa Catholic Radio and download the app. You can listen to Iowa Catholic Radio Talk or Iowa Catholic Radio Music. Listening to Iowa Catholic Radio is easy. Amazon Smile is a simple way to support Iowa Catholic Radio. When you are shopping on Amazon, consider shopping through Amazon Smile instead. You get all the same great deals, and your order will also help support Iowa Catholic Radio. All you need to do is choose Iowa Catholic Radio as your nonprofit to support when you first log in, and Amazon will do the rest. Every Amazon Smile order you make, Amazon will donate to Iowa Catholic Radio. Support Iowa Catholic Radio while you shop at smile.amazon.com. And thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Deacon Luke Teescutter from the Basilica of St. John in Des Moines, Iowa. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
Hey, we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School in their athletic complex alongside Matt Mandring. I'm Mark Amadale. Halftime score, Dowling leading Waukee Northwest 24-3, and joined at halftime by the newest member of the Dowling administration. He was just a track coach there for a while. Wait a second. 4A track coach of the year, state champion Dowling Catholic track coach, first time ever, and that's Jared Herring. Coach, welcome. Thanks for joining us, and appreciate you and taking time out on, I know it's a road game, but being here tonight, and congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Remember, I was telling Matt Mandring the first time I interviewed you, when Coach Wilson got it was high school basketball state tournament. I don't know if it was the girls or the boys, and we talked, and you hadn't even coached your first practice yet, and here you are a few years later, state champs. And believe me, that's not happened. I was running in the 60s or 70s with, we were in the top 10 once in a while, maybe top 20, but never state champs. And last year, you look at some of the meets, you didn't have all your guys available with injury and that, but you put it all together in that magical week of May at the state track tournament, and what a run. So we're going to talk first about that before replacing OC as the assistant AD. But Jared, what a run it was last year.
Absolutely. Just a magical season. It was really special for me, as those guys were freshmen, my first year as the head coach. And so just to come together with those guys and set a goal, and their junior year, us finish second and be able to come back the next year and win it all. Just you don't make that stuff up, so it was special.
The late Randy Hinkle, and Matt might remember this, he was the head football coach and track coach at Madrid, and we always called him for his football. He never punted and did things like that, but they were a real good Class A football team. And I got to know him as his son and my son went to Grandview and played football, and I said, Coach, you've had some great teams, get to the Dome and lose in football. And he says, Mark, I've had more track championships and really appreciated that more. And this is a guy, in a small school, you wear a lot of hats. And I've always remembered that. Well, to do it at a large school, at a place like Dowling in 5A or 4A, whatever the classification is at times, that's amazing, because these athletes are out for other sports. And then in the spring, you got to get them ready. They're coming off basketball. They're coming off wrestling, whatever. And you get them ready, and you got them all together, got them in the right events, got the points where you and your coaching staff thought would be right for those magical last 2 days at Drake. And that had to be something. Talk a little bit about that, some of the things that went on behind the scenes there, because that is what it's all about.
Yeah, track is special because it takes a lot of different athletes doing a lot of different things. And so you want to be able to score in the field events. You want to be able to score in the sprints and the distance. And we've always historically been really good at the distance. And these last couple of years, we've really come along in the sprints and in the hurdles. And so to have all those things just meshed together when you have the talent, you have to really make it happen when you have the talent.
Coach, what has impressed me since you started was that we now have kids that track is their sport. You know, it is often considered a secondary sport because it supports so many other programs around the school in a successful athletic program. But you got kids that it's their sport. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think personally, being a football track athlete in college, I understand them both, and obviously our distance and cross country team is really good, and so we just figured out how to get kids excited about it, and it's its own season, and it sets you up for a successful fall, a successful summer, and all those other things if you can have a great track team.
All right, the next question is, where was your mind at the night before the state championship, the final day? Talk about that a little bit.
The night before the final day, we always just talk to the team about we want to wake up on Saturday morning and have a chance. And so there's prelims on Thursday, Friday, and you got to make it to the final on that Saturday. And so we just say, hey, if we can wake up Saturday with an opportunity, that we'll let the cards fall where they may.
Well, things hadn't really gone your way.
Yeah, we didn't have the Thursday that we thought we would. Missed out on some points, but that's the awesome thing about the team is just guys step up, guys you didn't think would do certain things, and the points are coming. You just don't know where they come from.
Well, one guy got healthy, and that was Mikey McLean. You might have heard his dad in the first half, up here in the press box. That was Coach McLean. But Mikey got healthy, and he wasn't healthy, I know, parts during the football season, but he's a sprinter. He's one of those guys you talked about. Didn't have a whole lot, but he was one. Now he's up at Iowa State, and they just had their first, I talked to his dad, having practice this week for the indoor squad at Iowa State. But Mikey got healthy, and then the relays, and then Matt was referring to a middle distance, long distance, and all that. It all came together on that Saturday morning. And talk about that once you got to Drake Stadium.
Yeah, so Mike McLean in the 100-meter and 200-meter by himself, historic. Obviously, he's the all-time fastest 100-meter runner and 200-meter runner. Yeah, Jackson Heidish winning the mile. Caden Emanuel in the 400 finished 6th. And then to bring the sprint medley, we came in ranked 12th, I believe, and they finished 2nd. And so many people stepped up, and Carson Brown, I don't want to leave him out. He's up at Iowa State playing football now. He helped us in so many different relays and things as well.
Well, that was certainly magical, and now you're still going to be the boys track coach at Dowling. You're the defending state champ, but you're also the assistant athletic director, which means basically work for Colleen Webb. You and Tom Wilson both, because Colleen, I know, just the anchor of that. But talk about your new role. I will say this. I talked to you last night a little bit about how last week went, Matt. First home game, Dowling Southeast Polk. Pretty big crowd, 5A schools, they got after it. A lot of people to manage, a lot of staff to manage. And Jared, tell the listeners what you told me when I asked, grade it from, A through an F. What'd you grade
I gave us a B- or a C+. It was our first time doing fully online ticketing for such a big event.
Oh, my.
And so, being at Valley Stadium where it's not our own and different signage and things, it's a bear to manage, but we'll only get better.
Absolutely. Did you hear anything about the broadcast? Did Mainring do okay? Did Shido do all right on the side? Have you heard anything about that, Matt? Did the ratings come back?
The only thing, I did see your brother. Oh. I did see your brother on Saturday night and said, for the first time, I heard somebody say who their favorite Amadeo was, and it was you.
That did happen. We had a guest in the booth, and thank goodness he said he answered the right way, because I'll tell you what, I was sweating it there for a few moments. And
I'd say Jared's, Coach Herring's come in and done an outstanding job, and his leadership is only going to continue to grow moving forward, and we look forward to have his influence on all of our kids, and what he brings to the table is just outstanding for Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, I'm glad David Shetler said that, so you could talk to my brother the priest, Jared. So somehow Mainring always finds him. I don't know why, but that does happen. Jared, anything you want to tell our listeners out there? New job, you're still going to be the track coach, and I'm sure you know when practice officially starts in the spring, but anything you want our listeners to know about you and your family?
I want to shout out to my wife, Shannon Herring. She's amazing. My 2 little kids, 4-year-old JJ and 1-year-old Tiana. They spent some time without me right now, and they definitely had during track season, but love every moment of it. And, without them, without that support, it'd be different. So
where's the state track championship trophy at? Who's got it now? It's kind of like the Stanley Cup. It kind of moves around. I don't know.
It was on my dining room table for about a month until my wife said this decoration needs to go. So it's made its way back to the school now, but I check on it every once in a while.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at that thing every once in a while, right? You got to check. You got to make sure that thing's there. And yeah,
it really happened. It's real.
When there's that much blood, sweat, and tears to get it, you treasure it. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Jared, thanks for spending some time with us here in the booth during halftime tonight. Dowling football team up 24-3. You got a few of those track athletes on the field right now. I know you'll be rooting them on in the second half, and sounds like the crowd, the kids, the parents did a pretty good job with sportsmanship. Do they see you if anything, deviates from that? They got to see you. They're going to be talking to you about sportsmanship.
Yeah. We'll have a conversation if need be, but everyone's doing well. Great night.
It was Maindring and asking about the baby powder about a couple years ago. That was an infamous night.
It was an infamous night, no doubt about it. Try to put that in the back of our minds a little bit.
Oh, I bring that up every once in a while just to see if you guys will sweat a little bit. But we don't need that. Jared, thank you, seriously, for taking the time. Thanks for all you do for all the Dowling home events. We keep forgetting, at volleyball meets, home swim meets. We had freshman football last night. Anything at home on the Dowling fields you're going to be involved with here this fall, and we thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jared Herring, our guest here at halftime. We'll take a break, come back with the second half kickoff. It's Dowling leading 24-3 over Waukee Northwest. This is Mark Amadale along with Matt Maindring and John Chido, and our guest Jared Herring, the Dowling Assistant Athletic Director and Head Track Coach. Back after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Iowa Catholic Radio is now available on your smart speaker. Step 1, say,
Alexa, enable the Iowa Catholic Radio skill.
Or enable it through your Alexa app. Step 2, say,
Alexa, open Iowa Catholic Radio.
Now enjoy listening to Iowa Catholic Radio through your smart speaker.
Hey, welcome back to Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. It's about ready to start the second half as Dowling will kick off and defend the south end zone. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring. I wonder what John Chido was doing that whole interview. I wonder if he's still around. Johnny, are you down there before we go to kickoff? You got anything from the sideline?
Well, I noticed the comment about the nicest Amadale that was made, and Coach Herring brought that up too, and it's like history was made last week with that comment.
Yes, it was. That's never been said on these radio stations.
After what, 40 years?
Well, 41 years, yeah. And you and Mr. Maindring, Johnny, it's your 7th year on the sideline. This is Matt's 6th year in the booth, and yet,
we don't get accolades like that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. All right, here's the kickoff, and it's fielded by Waukee Northwest at the goal line. On the return across the 15 and up to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Northwest.
I don't know. I'll leave that to this guy's got to do more writing than me. The kickoff gets the ball back to the 21, and here's where the Dowling defense got a phenomenal first half. What did we say, 25 yards?
Yep.
25 yards of offense only for Waukee, so here we go.
1st and 10 on the Northwest 22-yard line. Johnson back to throw. The Waukee quarterback fires out. Pass on a comebacker is caught right about the 24-yard line. Nice little comebacker that time. And it is complete.
Sam Johnson, nice throw there under pressure because he was probably 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage when he let it go, and a good catch and 3-yard gain for the Wolves.
So bring up 2nd down and 7. For Waukee Northwest. See if they do a little up-tempo here, Matt, as they trail 24-3. Here's Johnson back to throw. Sam on his feet and fires it out incomplete near side. right in front of the Dowling bench, right in front of us. The pass incomplete as Miles Fondell was the intended receiver.
Yeah, and it looked like I got to pick the right number up here. That was Dylan Manning came through and hit Johnson just as he released the football, and it made him miss that throw. It was a great play by Dylan Manning.
Manning is that Mike linebacker, the sophomore that got the start this year, number 98 for the Maroons. So
you expect that 98 to be a down lineman.
No
there
kidding.
He is a linebacker. And he played like a blitz end right there.
3rd and 7 for Waukee from their own 25. 3 receivers left. Back to throw is Johnson. Airs it out, and he overthrew his intended receiver, Cooper Chifus, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Wolves, and they go 3 and out to start the second half.
Pretty good coverage there by the Maroons, and Isaac Dolo out there in coverage for the Maroons. First time we get to call his name as he was out there and had great coverage and squeezed the field on him as the ball went out of bounds.
So it brings up 4th down and another 90 series number 99, Tanner Philpott in the punt, the left-footed punter. Averaging about 43 yards last week. Good snap, gets it away, a low line drive kick, and it's going to be picked up by Dowling Catholic on the hop, and that is Cooper Nicholson, and he's hit and dropped right about the 40-yard line. That's where the Dowling offense will start, Matt. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line, 11:29 remaining here in the third quarter, and the Maroons up 24-3.
Owen Klunder on the stop for the Wolves, and Dowling offense gets the first look at it.
The defense for Waukee Northwest, Eli Moses, Aiden Barity, Tim Thomason, and Trevor Zarkowski. The down linemen, linebackers, Harry Lynham, Adam Gardner, and Chase Lamb. Cornerbacks are Owen Klunder and Grant Mackey. And the safeties are Logan Stotts and Matt Lindholm. And first down for Dowling, and pass is complete on the left side for the Maroons. Caught like at the 45.
Yeah, Danny Nielsen there for the Maroons on the catch, and makes a nice grab there for the
5-yard catch. His first catch of the year. Good for 5. Nielsen and Thompson, the tight ends for Dowling. They kind of interchange. Danny comes in with that extra back once in a while. Here's a snap, 3 receivers left. The give is to the sophomore tailback, and that's Rashad Davis across midfield. He's got the first down and more down to the 44-yard line of Northwest.
And that was fun to watch right there. George Nahas pulls from the right side and across the formation, and Davis crawls in right behind him, and he's just got these quick little feet, and he's just chopping. He's following that big fella, and he's getting it done right now.
11 yards. What you watch the tailbacks, and John can attest to this too on the sideline. They do a good job. Phillip and Davis do a good job letting their offensive line get ahead of them. They want to get ahead of the offensive line, but they wait. And good patience there. Coach Meeks does a good job with that. Handoff for Rashad Davis again. This time inside handoff left side. Down the far sideline. He's scampering and tiptoes the sideline inside the 30 and knocked out of bounds with a first down for the Maroons. Gain of about 14 and more. And they keep going down to the 27-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, they're pulling those guys from the right side onto the short side of the field. And they've got them outnumbered on that short side. So when I'm talking about the short side of the field, I'm saying the ball's on the left hash. And so you've got Les Green over there between the hash and the sidelines, and that's where Dowling's making their money right there. And Davis following those pulling guards.
17-yard run for Rashad Davis. The sophomore picks up the first down at the Northwest 27-yard line. Dowling going left to right. Handoff for Rashad Davis up the middle. Big hole inside the 20, and he's tripped up shy of the 15-yard line. First down Maroons. And I'll tell you what, the Dowling offense, the Smolleck's doing a good job with this. He's taken what the defense gives him. If they're going to play back for a pass, he's going to do the run, and that's where Davis is making his hay right there.
And the Dowling coaching staff does such a good job of this, of identifying things at halftime, and this is the adjustment that's been made. And so they run 2 to the boundary there, and then now they're going to take or to the short side. Now they split Davis right in the middle. And right in there behind Shelton, Agos, and Batterton, and shot right through there.
All right, Jalen Thompson is the tight end on the right side. They bring an extra tight end there. 2 receivers left, and that's Cooper Nicholson. And here's a handoff for Rashad Davis. They go near side, and he's wrapped up shy of the 15. May have gotten a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 for Dowling at the 15 in Northwest. Good job by the Waukee Northwest defense as they really corralled. Even though the Maroons had Gamble and Nicholson split out wide left, they ran right.
Yeah, Chase Lamb for the Wolves right there comes up and makes that stop and didn't allow Davis anywhere to go. And he's one of those guys that's been a star for them from last year into this year.
Sure.
And I remember calling his name last year as a sophomore.
No gain on the play, they say officially, so it's 2nd and 10 Dowling from the 16 of Northwest, and the give is to the tight end who is acting like a fullback. That's Jalen Thompson, spun around and finally dropped at the 5, but it should be 1st and goal Dowling from the 5, a gain of 11 by Jalen Thompson. He has the athleticism as a tight end to make that play happen.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit short. Looks like they marked him about a yard short. And Jalen was able to avoid one blocker and laid his shoulder down and finished that with a strong run there for Jalen Thompson.
So they put the ball down at the 7-yard line. That's what they say he stepped out of bounds. And here's the handoff. Left side, Rashad Davis cuts inside. He's got the first down, driving for the end zone. He's wrapped up at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line for a gain of 4.
Good job by that left side of that line, and they're going to get right back up there. Quick snap. Here the Maroons are back up the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nobody they're getting that big formation. Handoff Davis left side, and he finds a little seam. Touchdown Maroons. Rashad Davis from 3 yards out.
That's one of those things as a coach you say same thing. Just run the same play. So they got right back up there, read the same play, touchdown.
8 plays, 60 yards on the Dowling drive, capped off by Rashad Davis's 3-yard run. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Was there a pass in there?
Nielsen.
Oh, yeah,
Nielsen
Nielsen caught the pass over the middle here. Otherwise, that was it, right?
That's right.
It was a run-heavy.
Schumacher in for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So Dowling extends its lead to 31-3 over Waukee Northwest. We'll return to Northwest High School in Waukee following this timeout alongside Matt Maynard and John Scheidel. I'm Mark Amadale with the score. Dowling 31, Waukee Northwest 3 with 8:30 left to go third quarter here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a Young Catholic Minute.
There's so many religions out there. How can I know which one's right?
Catholicism is, but you don't have to take my word for it. You can take God's word for it, because out of all the religions in the world, Catholicism is the only one that was founded by God. No other religion even claims such a thing. While they focus on their search for God, or to understand some prophet or another, we're alone in saying that the one true God of the universe sought us out by actually becoming man, founding a church, and giving us a line of apostles to keep it going. Now, there's plenty of rational, historically verifiable evidence for our faith, like the fact that all of Jesus' closest friends died horrible deaths rather than deny that he was God. But beyond that, Catholicism is also the most inspiring place to look, because it's the only religion that offers complete forgiveness and unconditional love. So check it out. It won't disappoint. For more, go to youngcatholicminute.com.
Okay, we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School here on the kickoff return. Dowling kicks it off, and it's returned by Miles Fondell on the return across the 20, and spotting somewhere around the 25-yard line. So Dowling going 8 plays, 60 yards, capped off by Rashad Davis, 3-yard run for the score. The extra point by Schumacher is good. And John Chidos will go down to you on the Dowling sideline. Just one pass during that drive, and that was Nielsen's catch on first down. Everything else was running plays.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It was a nice drive, and they spread it out a little bit, got guys out of the box, and was able to capitalize on a nice running plays there, Mark.
All right, and now on first down, Sam Johnson with the completion from the Northwest 24-yard line, and it was caught.
Will Kenning out of the backfield, and he comes out of that halfback formation or that fullback formation and slipped out to the flats wide open, and big play for the Wolves.
Yep, all the way up to the 39-yard line, a gain of 15, and now back to the ground game and stuffed in the backfield. The handoff from quarterback Sam Johnson to Grissom, and he was smothered under right back at the 39-yard line. No gain on the play.
And I'll give you one guess who came out of the bottom of that pile and made the hit.
I'll need two. It's either going to be Rumley or Hikus.
No, Jimmy Wanek. Jimmy Wanek just was a missile in there and filled that hole.
Wow.
I mean, if you're watching this thing, if you're able to watch this thing on TV, just watch 41 for a little bit.
All right, here's the snap. Johnson back throw, throws right. The ball's intercepted. Intercepted. This could be a pick six. Down the far sideline he goes. He's wrapped up inside and knocked down inside the 5-yard line. How about that? Interception by Dowling Catholic.
I believe that's Joe Hughes.
And it is Hughes.
Yeah, Hughes got that ball, and I don't think Johnson saw him out there, and he was throwing that ball out to the barrier, out to the sidelines, and Joe Hughes stepped up in there, and
he read that very well. As Dowling now first and goal, Matt, at the 3-yard line of Northwest. As we have 7:24 remaining here in the third quarter. Dowling up 31-3 and knocking on the door here, and we could have the running clock potentially. Smolik brings him to the line of scrimmage. He's got one back in the backfield, 2 receivers left. Smolik, or rather it's Contaldo. Dante Cataldo in there, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Yep.
So Contaldo runs it in from 3 yards out. Touchdown Maroons. And the Maroons now lead it by the score of 37-3 pending the extra point.
Quick play. Cataldo's had a couple tough plays in there over the last 2 weeks, and that one had paid off and went around that left side, and they found something over there going behind the big Kyle Rockers. At 6'3", 265. He's the right guy to follow.
Extra point now by Dowling Catholic. Is Schumacher back in for the extra point. Jepson the hole. Carson Hagen the snap. Ball's down. The kick is up, and the extra point is good. So Schumacher perfect on the night, and Dowling extends its lead to 38-3 over Waukee Northwest. We'll take a timeout with 7:19 remaining third quarter. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Jimmy, do you take Judy to be your wife? To have and to hold? Uh-huh. For richer or poorer? Okay. Are you listening, Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Till death do you part?
Sure, right after I finish putting up this wall between us. There.
Jimmy, you're not dead yet.
When you use artificial contraception, it's like putting a wall between you and your spouse. Couples who instead regulate fertility naturally experience happier marriages and are less likely to divorce. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Father Aquinas Nichols, the pastor of the Basilica of St. John in Des Moines, Iowa. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Northwest Stadium here in Waukee tonight. First road game of the year for Dowling Catholic. The Maroons are up 38-3 over Waukee Northwest. Dowling taking advantage of a interception by Joe Hughes. He got the ball all the way down to the 3-yard line of Northwest, and Dante Cataldo runs it in from one play, 3 yards. Dante's first touchdown of the year, and the Maroons leading 38-3. We're going to have John Chido after this play as the kickoff was out of in the end zone, touchback, and Northwest with the first down at their own 20-yard line with 7:17 remaining. And Grissom now the ball carrier. Carries a couple, so bring up second down and 8. Let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, what a drive, and another great job by the defense for the Maroons that sets up a touchdown.
Yeah, Joe Hughes sat in that passing lane, and anytime you have a throw to the field side and you don't recognize that linebacker, who was Joe Hughes, was right in that passing lane. And then you have Dante Cataldo, who could call 1 or 2 plays there and made the nice read for the 2-yard touchdown.
He certainly did, and now back to the live action. Here's quarterback Sam Johnson on a keeper. He rolled back to throw and then kept it and gets up across the 25. He'll be shy of the first down and bring up to the 27-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 here, Matt Maindring.
Okay, I got a few scores for you.
Sure.
17-7 Southeast Polk over Valley. 17-7. The Johnson game is final. Johnson 24, Urbandale 7.
That's an upset.
Yeah, Ankeny up on Ankeny Centennial 17-10.
All right, here we got a stoppage of play as a handoff goes to Grissom on 3rd and 3 for Northwest and a penalty flag down. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Dental Associates. And our penalty being assessed there by our referee, and penalty on the Northwest. They'll move the ball back on the penalty to the 22-yard line here, Matt.
Yeah, now that, the Wolves are not helping themselves out here and had a little bit of a momentum going, and now they've dropped back to 3rd and 7. Here we go.
All right, from the 23-yard line, Northwest on their own 23, trying to get a first down. They were held to 1 in the first half. Hit as he threw it, and it's underthrown, incomplete. The intended receiver that time for Northwest was Miles Fondell, but that was well short. Good coverage that time by Dowling's Matthew Hanton.
Tommy Keipel again making a play back there and was able to get in on the quarterback and hit him, Johnson, just as he was releasing the football to knock that off. And that's 2 plays for Tommy Keipel to get to call his name tonight.
It certainly is. That'll bring up 4th down for Northwest. 4th and 7 from their own 23-yard line. Game clock at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and it is a continuous clock. So incomplete pass or ball goes out of bounds, the clock keeps running as the mercy rule's in effect here in the second half. And the kick is they're going to let it roll right between Cooper Nicholson and Trey Wilson. And it'll be down inside the 35, down to the 33. That's where the Dowling offense will start, 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Dowling leading 38-3 with under 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter, Matt.
And it'll be interesting to see. We'll get a few different jerseys in there, I think, now.
I thought so.
As we're starting to...
We can scrap the 2 deep is what you're saying.
Yeah, so it looks like I imagine Cataldo will take the offensive snaps now.
Yes, he is. There he comes in. So Dante Cataldo along with number 80, Hank Brown at receiver. Tailback is number 31, Jack Moore. He's also the linebacker for Dowling. We'll go with 2 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield, and a fullback here. Dante.
Hunter Crutchlow, it looks like.
Fumbled snap, picks it up, and now looking for a seam, and he's going to be hit and brought down back inside the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and long.
And you get new center quarterback exchange in there, and the change over from offense to defense happened pretty quick there, so it was not much time to get ready for that adjustment.
Loss of 6 back to the line of scrimmage, back to the 28-yard line. We're going to call it loss of 5 on the fumble, but Dante picks it up. It'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Dowling on the 28.
Looks like James Campbell at the center position right now for the Maroons.
One receiver, that's Trey Wilson, slot or split out wide left. 2 receivers to the right.
Check that, Tommy Von Carver. That's who it is. Tommy Von Carver at center for the Maroons.
Read option, handoff to fake handoff to Moore, and Cataldo keeps it, tries to get up to the 30-yard line, stop just shy, maybe a yard. And it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Maroons on their own 29. Cataldo with the 1-yard gain.
Okay, Von Carver. I'm gonna get this offensive line set here in a second. It looks like we've got Trevor Holtorf will be at center. Von Carver is at the guard position. Danny Frazier at the right tackle. I'll get to the left side here in a minute.
All right, Trey Wilson along with Hank Brown split out wide left. 1 receiver to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Cataldo, low snap, picks it up, fires it near side. The pass is caught. That's Michael Reichart with the reception, but he'll be shy of the 1st down up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 6.
Got some positive yards there after the bobbled snap on the first snap, and not a bad look for that second group.
We'll bring up 4th down, and that'll bring in, I believe, Joe Vidane now in the punt. He's the backup punter. She mentioned tonight that you have the captains, but Ben Hoover was the game captain tonight. Congratulations to him. He's a running back and linebacker listed on the chart. High snap goes over Vidane's head. Joe will pick it up and throw it in the back of the end zone for a safety.
Now, there's a senior play right there, and took the ball and essentially threw it out of the back of the end zone for a safety, which doesn't give up a touchdown. It allows you to reset. You're only giving up 2 points. And, I was looking for a penalty on that, but they did not throw a flag. And so it'll be a safety, and it'll be a free kick from the 35.
Bad snap, high snap from the long snapper, and I'm guessing it wasn't Carson Hagan, who's been stellar all year. So we'll go down to John Chido. I don't know if he wants to comment on this, but the score is now 38-5, John, with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and Dowling will kickoff on the free kick as Waukee Northwest scores in the safety.
Yeah, great awareness by Verdane. I mean, Matt hit the nail on the head again. Senior awareness there, and we saw Coach Wilson. I was standing here with Coach T, and he even approached Joe and said it's a tremendous job, in that situation, to be able to have the awareness to take the safety and instead of give up a touchdown there, what could have easily happened.
Yeah, and, good point there, Matt. The one thing you got to remember is Verdane kind of tried to pick it up, and he couldn't. And then when he did grab it, he just threw it in the back of the end zone intentionally. So the Northwest offense wouldn't have it at about the 5-yard line. So heads-up play, Dowling on the free kick. And they'll boot it from their own 20-yard line. So there's a price to pay for some of this.
But it's not giving up 7 points. You only gave up 2, and you're resetting.
Schumacher will kick off from the 20, and it's a high end-over-end kick, and it'll be fielded right around the 25-yard line by Northwest across the 40, 50, and still on his feet and wrapped up about the 48-yard line of Dowling. So that's a field position change, but it could have been a lot worse. And first down Northwest at the Dowling 48.
Now we get to see some different white shirts out there on defense, and we'll try to run through a bunch of kids here as we see who's out here.
Well, John Chido's in the Dowling sideline. John, I just want to put a word out. Definitely got to get Wanik on it in the postgame show. Definitely got to get Jimmy, and what a game he's had as a first down handoff goes to Grissom. He bounced off a tackle and finally brought down at the 45. Gain of 3, but he lost 3 and got it back there, Matt.
Yeah, it was Tommy Keipel again back there and almost had Grisham in the backfield and wasn't able to quite grab his legs and made a nice play. And so you have Keipel out there, you got Isaac Dolo out there, you've got that linebacker, we've got Lucas Scigliano and a host of other.
Meanwhile, Northwest still with their quarterback, Sam Johnson. Play action fake, fires it downfield, looking for a receiver, and the pass is caught by Jackson Adams inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. The Maroons went over the back and tried to tip it away and couldn't. First down Northwest of the Dowling 15, a gain of 30.
The defender out there for the Maroons, I couldn't quite get the number, but he made a heck of a play. It was just a really nice catch for the Wolves and extend the drive and put them in position here to score.
Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Dowling leading 38-5. Now, read option. Johnson keeps it. Faked it to the fullback and runs inside the 10 and dropped it about the 9-yard line. Stayed in bounds. The clock will run. So gain of 6.
Sam Johnson's more, he could do a lot of damage back there from that quarterback position running the football and then got to the edge, but nice tackle out there. Awful hard to.
Yeah,
we got this wall in between us.
We had the sun the first half, now we got a penalty. And a block below the waist on Northwest, that'll back them up. I wonder where they're going to mark that off from, but
it was first and goal. Where's the? I'm trying to find. Oh, the first down at the 5-yard line.
Now it's first down back to the 30-yard line. So that penalty cost them 20 yards.
First and 25.
All right, here's Johnson out of the shotgun for Northwest. Bobbles the snap, picks it up, fires the ball downfield. Wide open is the receiver, and that's Grant Herkin with the reception. But check that, it's Will Retz, the backup halfback, and he makes the catch, and Retz gets it down inside the 20-yard line.
Kenny James there on the tackle for the Maroons out there and makes a nice play. They're playing a little bit softer right now, first and 25, so they played a little soft, give up the yardage, but makes a nice tackle.
And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 38, Waukee Northwest 5. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. John Chido on the Dowling sideline. We'll return for the fourth quarter with the running clock in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Matt Wilcombe here from Iowa Catholic Radio. I'd like to thank you for your continued support of this apostolate. Because of you, we're reaching more souls in more ways than ever before. Whether you've had your faith strengthened by either our talk or music channels, or if you've been impacted by one of our other outreach initiatives, you experience firsthand the value Iowa Catholic Radio brings to the Catholic and Christian community. If you haven't made the decision yet to become a family member, please consider a $30 a month sustaining gift. Just visit iowacatholicradio.com, and welcome to the family.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio needs you, whether it's assisting with events, answering the phone, distributing yard signs, or being a parish ambassador. Iowa Catholic Radio depends on you to help connect listeners with Christ. Email contact@iowacatholicradio.com to get involved.
And we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School alongside Matt Mandering and Mark Amadale. John Chido alongside. Bring up second down for Waukee Northwest, 2nd and 12 from the Dowling 17 as the Maroons in control with the lead of 38-5 here in the fourth quarter. As we're just about underway, officials waiting for the signal to play. And John Chido, a few new faces down there. We'll go down to you before the first snap here.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and it's great to see, especially only the second game of the season, getting a lot of these guys some great playing time, great experience. Didn't have that luxury last year for the Maroons, but they do this year, and it's nice to see a lot of these guys in the ball game.
Absolutely, and this is the Dowling defense trying to keep Waukee Northwest from stopping the running clock, and now an inside handoff. They hand it off to Brady Grissom again. He cuts up field. Handoff went right to left. He cut up field maybe about left tackle and gets inside the 15 down to about the 13 for a gain of 4.
And there's Ben Hoover on the stop for the Maroons as they get the stop, and as they're trying to, I see Cody Hikus is back out there, Rumley's back out there, Hagen's back out there. So the front three is the same.
They want to keep that keep him from the end zone. They're trying to pitch a shutout from the end zone. Back to throw is Johnson on play action, fires over the middle of the pass. Is nearly intercepted. It hit the intended receiver right in the gut. He popped out. And the Dowling defender right there almost came away with it, and that was
Kiwi, or
I thought it was
Aiden
Fort.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. I mean, so Kiwi Fort was the one that intercepted it for the Maroons.
Right. The intended receiver for Northwest had it in his stomach.
And almost got the pick.
Yeah.
So bring 4th and 8
from the 14-yard line of Dowling. Waukee Northwest going for it. Johnson to snap, play action. Throws it in the end zone. He's got a man open, but he led him too far. Did he catch it?
He did.
Touchdown.
Nice catch.
Touchdown, Waukee Northwest.
Number 7.
That was a nice ball, and just didn't know how far it went. That's Cooper Chifus on the
Cooper Chifus, and makes a really nice diving catch from Sam Johnson out in the corner of the end zone, and that's a highlight reel catch right there.
It is. So Johnson, with his first touchdown of the night, comes with 11:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And that'll negate the running clock. And now the extra point by the Wolves. It'll be Aiden Barady with the snap. The hold by Wyatt Christensen. And the good kick is good by Jack Gearhart. And the score is 38-12 Maroons with 11:17 left in the fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
This is Father Ryan Andrew with the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Well, Waukee goes 7 plays, 48 yards, capped off by touchdown pass from quarterback Sam Johnson to Chifus. That was a nice reception that time. Cooper Chifus on the touchdown reception, and he laid himself out there, Matt, and caught it in the back of the end zone to put Northwest with their first touchdown. And the kickoff now goes into the end zone. Touchback will be 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 20-yard line. So 11-17 remaining. 38-12 Dowling over Waukee Northwest. Let's go down to John Shaw. We haven't heard from him in a while. And Johnny, take it away.
Yeah, you hate to see the Maroons give up a touchdown like that, but you have to credit Sam Johnson for making 2 good plays there. The one before the touchdown, and then the throw for the touchdown. And,
that's right.
You got to credit Waukee Northwest.
So the Wolves have scored on a safety and now a touchdown, and it's 38-12 Dowling. The Maroons the first down at their own 20-yard line, and back to throw is quarterback Dante Cataldo, and he arcs it out, and it's caught. Nice reception that time by Dowling, and moves the change from his own 20-yard line.
And, right now the Maroons, looks like we've got the starting lineup and the starting offensive line back in there, and it's the second-string utility or specials guys. So the offensive line's in there, and it's Cataldo's offense to run right now as he takes this offense to try to lead it down the field.
Maroons will bring in a fullback. They hand it right up the gut, and I believe it's Moore on the carry. He pushed the piles, got the first down. Nice run that time by Jack Moore.
Jack Moore got powered in there, and he just jumped in behind Agos Nate and Max Shelton and Cade Batterton, and kept his feet moving and ground out a first down.
13-yard gain. Boy, he pushed the pile straight ahead for 13 yards. And a Dowling first down. The Maroons now will go with one back in the backfield. They'll bring in an extra tight end with 2 receivers to the left, one to the right. Dante Cataldo, the junior quarterback. The give is to Moore, right side. Bounces outside the right tackle. Cuts upfield inside that right hash, and he gets across the 40 near the 41-yard line for a gain of 5.
Jack Moore, nice run, getting outside the edge there and then cutting it back up the middle, and a strong 5-yard gain as the Maroons are going to establish themselves on the ground here during this series.
Well, the running clock is now off because they've got it inside 35 points. So the mercy rule is not in effect. The clock will stop on incomplete passes and penalties, etc. I want to thank Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Dental Associates for support of Iowa Catholic Radio all season long. Here's Cataldo, and a little RPO. Pass out complete. First down across midfield. Nice reception to number 28 that time, Hunter Crutchlow on the reception, but a nice job of faking to that tailback who was running around right end. The pass went left.
Yeah, the play action was really good on that, and Hunter has a nice grab out and picks it up out of the air and makes a nice move initially when he got the football and put his foot in the ground and nice first down, nice play.
9-yard gain up to midfield. 1st and 10 Maroons at the 50-yard line. As they will bring a fullback and a tailback in. Cataldo back to throw, pumps once, fires it downfield. The pass is going to give it a catch. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
He came back for it, and that was Michael Reichhardt who came back and made the catch. Thought it slipped out of his hands, but he must have caught it before he hit the deck at the 35 of Northwest.
He did a good job because he was juggling that ball a little bit and brought it in and sealed it up. So nice catch for Reichhardt. And nice throw. Cataldo's got a little whip in that arm and put that ball right on the spot.
He did. First down Maroons, 15-yard gain. Dante Cataldo to Michael Reichhardt. Maroons will run the pistol offense. One receiver to the left, one to the right, and a tight end on the right. And the RPO hand to Cataldo keeps it inside the 20, and he's finally brought down about the 17-yard line of Northwest. And a nice run, first down, and a gain of about 18 yards.
Yeah, nice run there for Logan Stotts. Comes up and makes the play from the safety position, and the Dowling offense jumps right back at the line of scrimmage. Here they go.
First down on the 17 of Northwest, and now Cataldo in the backfield, and he's hit and dropped back at the maybe the 19-yard line, he'll lose 2 yards on the play. Same play, but Waukee defense came in there, Matt.
Hunter Smith and for the Wolves and the other lineman came in there and made the stop as Cataldo had nowhere to run.
So it brings up 2nd down and 11 for the Maroons. Game clock under 8 minutes. Dowling 38, northwest of Waukee 12. Next week, Dowling on the road at Ankeny, and Waukee Northwest travels to Southeast Polk. And here's an inside handoff. They give it to Moore. Bounce the tackle inside the 10. He's brought down at the 5-yard line. Nice run by Jack Moore, the 6-foot, 185-pound senior. First down.
Jack Moore, nice run right there. A nice strong run. Had a hole to go through and puts his shoulder down and finishes the run. And that was fun to watch right there.
14-yard run for Moore, and now Maroons 1st and goal at the 5. They give it to Moore again, and he may have gotten a yard down to the 4-yard line. Game clock continues to run here in the 4th quarter. Bring up 2nd and goal from the 4, with 7:15 remaining. Now the Maroons interchanging their receivers.
Yep, Crutchlow comes back into the game for the Maroons as they sit here and they're going to try to pound that ball inside.
We'll move more to the right side. Now they'll flip-flop the tight end. Here's Cataldo on the snap. He's going to run left, follows a blocker, puts his head down, diving towards the end zone. Did he get in? Nope, to the 1.
Just short.
Gain of 3. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 1. As Dante kind of ran into his own blockers who were leading the blocks for him.
Yeah, they're not going to take any. They're not going to take any time to get back up and run the same play again. No, this is going to be quarterback sneak.
2 receivers right, and you're right. Quarterback sneak, puts his head down. No signal yet. Touchdown Dowling, and Cataldo on a quarterback sneak with his 2nd touchdown from a yard out. So Dowling with the reserves, they go 80 yards.
Nice efficient drive, and it was fun to have when you have that starting offensive line in there, and it's still against Waukee's first string defense, and they went down there and marched, and those guys are able to just punch it right down the field, and strong running from Jack Moore and Cataldo.
11 plays, 80 yards. The extra point is up, and
it's good.
And it is good. So with 6:23 remaining here in the 4th quarter, Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 12. Back in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Honey, I'm so excited for our kitchen remodel.
All right, you love birds. Floors? Natural hardwood. Okay. Wow, that was quick. Countertops?
Definitely natural granite.
Check.
Woohoo!
And that wall? Tear it down. It'll let in more natural sunlight. Done. Whoa. Speaking of tearing down walls, your family planning. Natural, right?
Natural family planning is 99% effective at achieving or delaying pregnancy, and there are no harmful chemicals, so it's better for you and the environment. Tear down the wall.
A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
Weekdays at 1 p.m., it's Dr. David Anders with Call to Communion. It's a live call-in show for non-Catholics and fallen away Catholics. Called to Communion on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Northwest Field in Waukee. Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Dowling leading 45 to 12, 6:15 remaining here in the 4th quarter. The Maroons go 11 plays, 80 yards, capped off by a Dante Cataldo 1-yard run. Here's the return by Northwest, and they get it up to the 35-yard line. And John Chad on the Dowling sideline. Marty Blount with the extra point that was good, John, to cap off Cataldo's.
Yeah,
drive.
Marty's another good kicker. 2 great kickers with Schumacher and Marty Blount. But what composure of Dante Cataldo with that first unit of the offensive line, being able to run those RPOs and run that offense too. I mean, you have such great backups that can come in and fill a spot, and it was nice to see.
Yeah, it certainly was. And John, to keep you on here, you saw when they got back in the huddle, they ran hurry up with the 2nd unit, And Dante, you couldn't tell if he handed it off the tailback or he kept it on some of those RPOs.
Yeah, and he does a great job with it's a read, and he keeps it in there and makes sure he's got the right read, and he just does a nice job preparing himself and watching tape, and that's a coach's son right there, and Dante does a great job, especially putting up with his dad, who is the coach. But no, Jimmy does a great job with him, and you can tell his performance on the field.
Pass incomplete there is Northwest now with a 3rd and 5 from their own 40-yard line. Continuous clock now back in effect, 45-12 in the mercy rule.
Well, it's not because of the safety. So the safety took us out of that role because it's...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there looking, the clock's not moving, and I'm going, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that 2 points is the difference. So it's clock stop. 5:40 left in the fourth quarter, 3rd and 10. Or 3rd and 5, rather, for Northwest at their own 40-yard line. Johnson still at quarterback, fires the ball out. It's caught, first down Northwest, and down the far sideline, run out of bounds is a receiver inside the 50 of Dowling.
Will Koenig on the reception there and sprinted down the sideline and racked up some pretty good yards there for the Wolves.
Yeah, they get it down to the Dowling 48-yard line, a pickup of 12 by Koenig. Back to throw is Johnson. Fires the ball downfield. He's got a man open, but overthrew him. Incomplete to the intended receiver, Cooper Chifus.
Trying to catch some scores here, and they haven't been able. They haven't run them across the screen, and the cell reception here is nothing but shaky.
Yeah, I know. We've lucked out here with cell reception. Next week we'll be in Ankeny.
Yeah.
Mr. Maindring. We'll take our microphones to Ankeny Stadium. Dowling and Ankeny Hawks is Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial doing battle there. Now the ball's loose, and I think Johnson got back on it. Back inside the Northwest 45. They're going to spot forward progress right around the 40. Oh, big loss in the play. That's big 12 yards.
Yeah, he got back there and was readjusting the football and was able to pick it back up and get it before the Maroons jumped on it.
So 3rd and 22 for Northwest. Johnson still at quarterback. Sam back to throw. Lobs over the middle. He's got a man wide open, but he overthrew him. Got behind the Dowling defenders. Incomplete. Miles Pondell was the intended receiver.
Yeah, he broke loose, and Johnson threw the ball about as far as he could throw it on the run and just overthrew him and got behind the defense there. Emmanuel Koch and company got caught up a little bit.
It's 4th down and 22 for Northwest, and Dowling doesn't have anybody back. Now they put somebody back, and that'll be a Hank Brown standing back around his 25. I don't think the Maroons think they're going to kick it.
Yeah, a little bit of a fire drill going on here as Waukee sprints.
Somebody had to
make sure they got 11 guys.
Yeah, you get the reserves, and now the punt and punt return are still the same, and now the ball is punted inside the 10, rolls inside the 5. It'll be a touchback. First down Dowling at their own 20 as the ball goes into the end zone. With 4:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Dowling leading 45-12. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And John Chido, I know you're thinking about who to talk to besides Coach Wilson on the postgame show.
I was just thinking that.
And we got Wanik. Matt and I want Mr. Wanik in there.
Yep.
Almost had a pick six. We'll ask him what happened. That might be.
Well, he's a defensive player.
Well, he's also one of Adam Jack's guys. So and Jack teaches that class. My daughter's in it at Dowling. The what do they call that? The yoga class. Well, you think a guy taking yoga, John, would outrun the rest of the offense, but maybe that's just me. But
that's a theory I've never heard yet.
Hell, they're all here. I got them in my mind. I'll just let them out in the radio land. John, you got anybody else you're thinking about looking at?
Well, there's so many to choose from, but I think you need Jackson Smolik.
Yeah.
We didn't get him much at all last year, and he's had a tremendous game.
That's true.
So. I like Matt. I like Wanik. Another captain on the defense. I don't know, one of those defensive linemen, Carson Hagen maybe, or
yeah. I think that offensive line did a really good job tonight too.
Yeah, they did.
So it's any one of those
Rockers
guys,
or Nahas.
Yeah, Rockers and Nahas. I'm sure they got a lot to say.
Well, they did last night during the freshman game. They wouldn't get out of the golf cart. You'd think they'd let the young trainers sit down, Sarah Mashad and company, but no, they were comfortable. They were comfortable, yes.
Well, when they get a chance to sit down, those big guys need to sit down.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I know.
They don't get much of a chance of that.
I know they don't at home. At least Nahas does it because his dad's got the recliner, and the twins in a different room, and then there's George. So
yeah.
So it's third down. The Maroons trying to get out of a hole here. 3rd and 3 from the own 27. 3.5 minutes to go. So we got a lot of nominations. We'll see what Johnny comes up with.
Yeah, we got to get an offensive lineman in there. They're always fun to interview.
Well, who do you think's had a good night, man?
I really think, Bagentosses, they were, they started to pull him a lot more, or Nahas.
You mean Batterton?
Nahas.
Or Nahas.
Yeah,
and,
Nahas
they were pulling him off the edge, running to the left side behind rockers, and I think Nahas.
All right.
I like George. I like that.
All right, there you go. You got Smolik, Wanik, and Nahas.
That first touchdown, it was a stretch play, and you had Max Shelton, sophomore, pulling on that with to George's side, and they did a tremendous job sealing that.
They did.
Awesome to watch, and it's right in front of me.
All right,
that offensive line is really they looked really good tonight, more in sync than they were last week, and it was fun to watch them play in unison tonight.
All right, Dowling penalized back to the 22-yard line, so it's 3rd and 8 Maroons, and quarterback rolls back, and that is not Dante Cataldo. That is Jack Jepson, and he's sacked. And Jack getting some playing time in. His dad, Andy, was a barnstormer at one time before playing at Manson Northwest Webster, and was an Iowa barnstormer for a while before being on the Grandview coaching staff's the quarterback. So Jack gets a snap, and he's sacked, so the Maroons will punt it from their own 15-yard line, loss of 7 on the sack. And let's see, is that Vidane back there at the goal line awaiting the snap?
I believe so.
Let's see if they got Hagan back in there. That long snapper. A nice high snap, but Vidane gets it away.
That was
a fair
Hagan.
catch signaled at the 47-yard line of Dowling by Waukee Northwest, and their punt returner, Owen Klunder. So 1st and 10 Northwest from the Dowling 48 with 2:07 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 45-12. Mark Amadeo, Matt Mainring on a beautiful night, warm night. Started out at 87 degrees, and temperature might be in the lower 80s by now. Relatively humid, but hey, we're moving on to week 3, Matt.
Yes, we are.
After we get through the post-game responsibilities here. Waukee Northwest with the ball. He dives down. You got any updated scores?
No, things are not working in our direction right now with the scores.
You think with the multi-million-dollar facility, they'd have some internet for you.
Yeah, I just think we would.
I found out they
score
did
here and there.
I found out they don't. But our thanks to everybody here at Waukee Northwest. All kidding aside,
it's a beautiful place.
It is, and our thanks to I'll tell you what, Wendy Ritzmeyer is just like the Colleen Webb of Dowling. She runs that athletic department out here. Did a great job. Thanks to her. Jim Dewey, the athletic director. Handoff goes to Caleb James, the sophomore tailback. Carries it down inside the 35. That'll be a first down with 1.5 minutes remaining. It'll be first down at the 23-yard line.
Yeah,
still looking for scores.
I'm still looking for scores and nothing that's updated, so we're not going to bang our head against the wall.
That'll happen. That happens. Southeast Polk 24, Valley 7. Good thanks to our clip guy on the Dowling home games, Mr. Marasco, sitting at home. He's another one watching, and now the quarterback's going to go in for the touchdown. Nice run that time.
Wyatt Christensen.
That's a touchdown for Waukee. Wyatt Christensen, the backup quarterback, runs it in from 23 yards.
Nice run. He got around the edge and just kept, and there was nothing there for it, but him in the end zone.
So Wyatt Christensen, they're going to say it's a 33-yard run. And we're not done here with 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Christensen got loose. Everybody was downfield, and he got loose. Now the extra point by Philpott. The hold by Christensen, who scored. The extra point is up. And it is good. So it is 45-19 our score. Dowling with the lead over Waukee Northwest with 55 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio business underwriters provide people with the opportunity to hear the Word of God and grow in their faith each and every day. Our business supporters have helped expand our network, connecting more listeners to Christ. Would your business or organization like to share in this mission? If you own or manage a business, we would like to talk to you about how you can make a positive impact in the state of Iowa and beyond. To learn more about becoming an Iowa Catholic Radio underwriter, contact Deacon Mark 515-223-1150 or visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Father Mark McGarry from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, Dowling with the lead, 45-19, final minute of the fourth quarter. As Southeast Polk goes 4 plays, 48 yards, capped off by Wyatt Christensen, the backup quarterback, scrambling for 33 yards, and the score. And it's Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 19. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido. We mentioned the some scores. We had an update. Southeast Polk leading Valley 24-7 at Valley Stadium. That is Waukee Northwest next opponent. They travel to Southeast Polk, but their home opener for the Rams will be at their old stadium. Their new stadium will not be finished this year, nor will I don't think their coach wants them to play at the new stadium if they're only going to play part of their games there. So they're going to be back at the old stadium. Season opener, but that's where Waukee Northwest goes. We go to Ankeny next Friday night, Matt.
That'll be a big game. You know, Ankeny expected to be in the hunt for a state championship, and it'll be a good test for it'll be a great high school football game again as the gauntlet just continues for the Maroons.
All right, Jack Jepson in at quarterback from his own 20-yard line. A little short pass to the near side. It's caught, but for a short gain. And let's see. Now they're going to put it down right at the 20. No gain on the play.
We got a 92 split wide. So
that happens. That would be John Martin.
All right.
Junior wide receiver. They hand off in the backfield. This might be the final play, and they give it to the tailback, and that's Vinny Bertinoli, I think.
Or Stephen Hauschild. Stephen Hauschild.
Oh, Hauschild.
That's who it is. Yep.
And that'll do it. That'll be the final play as the clock winds down. Hauschild with the carry, and Dowling with the win tonight. Congratulations, head coach Tom Wilson. And he wins his 180th game here at Dowling in his 18th year. As the Maroons win it and even their record to 1-1, Waukee Northwest falls to 0-2, and they travel to Southeast Polk next Friday night for their home opener. The Rams this week ranked number 1. So it doesn't get easier for head coach Corey Kropatich and the Northwest Wolves. Final score 45-19. Dowling with the win over Waukee Northwest as we move on to week 3. But first, we're going to have the postgame show. Matt, your thoughts as the Maroons got out to a tremendous lead. They led 24-3 at halftime. They increased their lead to like 38-5 at the end of 3 quarters, and then we had a lot of reserves playing in the fourth quarter and win it 45-19.
I think the thing you walk away with from this game is how Dowling reestablished their run game. You know, it was something that was absent, only 8 rushes last week against Southeast Polk, and they came out tonight and said, we need to run the football, and they established that ground game early, and Rashad Davis and Phillips both ran the ball well, and a little heavier with Rashad Davis, and just an outstanding game. And I thought that, and you know, Jackson Smolik just played outstanding and ran the ball well. But he played well and within himself and didn't force too many passes. So he had a nice night.
Certainly was. We're going to keep it here, and then we'll go to a break. I want to thank Jared Seifert. We'll go through our final statistics, and they look pretty good for the Maroons. Dowling tonight with 420 yards of total offense, 167 for Waukee Northwest. Of those 420 yards for the Maroons, 203 yards in the air and 217 rushing yards. For Waukee Northwest, 86 yards on the ground, 81 yards in the air. Dowling was penalized 6 times for 35 yards. Waukee Northwest, 3 penalties for 33 yards. Maroons with 27 first downs, and Waukee Northwest, Matt, finished with 7. Remember, they only had 1 at halftime, so they just had 6 second-half first downs. Good job by the Dowling defense. I know John Child will be lining up our post-game interviews with the players and head coach Tom Wilson, so stay tuned for that. Jackson Smolik tonight, 15 out of 22 passing, 174 yards, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. Dante Cataldo, 4 for 4 passing for 36 yards. Jack Jepson was 1 for 1 passing for -7 yards. Sam Johnson, the Waukee Northwest quarterback, 9 out of 20 passing, 81 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Leading ball carrier tonight for Dowling Catholic, Rashad Davis, 15 carries, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jackson Smolik, 3 carries for 35 yards for the Maroons. Jack Moore, 4 carries for 30 yards. C.J. Phillips, 6 carries for 22 yards. Dante Cataldo, 8 carries for 16 yards. Jalen Thompson, 2 carries for 15 yards. And Stephen Hauschelt, 2 carries for 6 yards. And Trig Troyer in there, 2 carries for 3 yards. For Waukee Northwest, leading ball carrier was Wyatt Christensen, the backup quarterback, 1 carry for 33 yards. Their starting tailback, Brady Grisham, 11 carries, 20 yards. Sam Johnson, 4 carries for 17 yards, the quarterback for Waukee Northwest. Caleb James, 2 carries for 13 yards. And Miles Fondell, 1 carry for 3 yards. And finally, the receivers, Cooper Nicholson, the leading receiver for Dowling Catholic, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Will Gamble, 4 catches for 32 yards. Trey Wilson, 1 catch for 16 yards. Michael Reichart, 3 catches for 14 yards for the Maroons. Jalen Thompson, 1 catch for 12 yards. Danny Nielsen, 2 catches for 11 yards. Hunter Crushlow, 1 catch for 9 yards. Rashad Davis, 1 catch for 5 yards. And finally, Hank Brown, 1 catch for 3 yards for Waukee Northwest. Jackson Adams, 2 catches for 38 yards. Cooper Chifus, 2 catches for 18 yards and a touchdown. Will Koenig, 3 catches for 15 yards. Will Retz, 1 catch for 11 yards. And finally, tailback Brady Grisham, 1 catch for 11 yards. Again, it was all Dowling tonight. The Maroons wrapped up with 420 yards of total offense, and for Waukee Northwest for 167 yards. Thanks to Jared Seifert out of the math department for Dowling Catholic. And, have a great weekend. We'll take a break. Final score, once again, Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 19. We'll back with the postgame show. We'll get some interviews on the field with John Chido when we return here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Weekdays at 5 p.m., it's Catholic Answers, a live call-in program to offer Catholics and non-Catholics a chance to talk with world-class apologists and theologians. Catholic Answers, live on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring. Final score, Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 19. The Maroons led at halftime 24-3, led 38-5 at the end of 3 quarters and won it and wins it 45-19. Dowling evens its record at 1-1. Waukee Northwest falls to 0-2, and we've got John Chido in our sights, but he's looking.
He's on the search for Coach Wilson there.
He's right in front of him. I hate to say this, Johnny. You may have to get with.
You may have to get out there and run after
those big, ugly linemen. Oh, I don't mean to offend anybody, but
I'll go with Jackson first.
All right, we'll go with Smolik. Jackson Smolik, the Dowling quarterback. John, take it away.
Jackson, congratulations first and foremost on the victory tonight, and the offense was clicking, running the ball, and you had some nice runs tonight too as well. That's first we seen that and lowered your shoulder, and what a great run that was. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but you threw the ball nice as well. Tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you. We had a prayer for this week pretty well. Last week we didn't do too well offensively, and we just had to, kind of give the defense a break. And tonight we really showed what we got, but we got to keep heading forward and get prepared for Ankeny.
The big play there at the end of the half to get that extra score going in the half, you found Cooper Nicholson in the end zone. Can you tell us kind of walk us through that play there?
Yeah, so they were kind of thinking you don't have to throw a ball. You can throw it out of bounds, get the 3 points. But I dropped back, looked for the corner route, wasn't there. Then Coop's coming across the middle. I see Coop and hit him right over the linebacker. It was an awesome play.
Yeah, it was a tight window, and he made a nice route, and he threw it only where he could catch it. So what a great throw and catch.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Jackson, and good luck the rest of the way, and we'll be talking to you here soon.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with Dowling quarterback Jackson Smolik. What a night he had rushing and passing. And Johnny, take it away. Go right down the line. I know you're waiting for Coach Wilson, but you can start with those guys up front. I know they want to talk, and we'll just let them. All right.
What a game by you tonight. Everything was downhill. We called your name quite a bit tonight, and what a difference from last week to this week. Kind of walk us through the game plan and how the defense played phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, no, last week, obviously we had a chip on our shoulder, so they give props to the coaches. We knew what their formations, everything they're going to run, but we practiced hard all week, and we knew we had to make a statement.
We're talking to Jimmy Wanick, Dowling middle linebacker, and great stop there on the short field position, the hold Waukee Northwest to a field goal, and then the recovery on the fumble. That was you, wasn't it, on the kickoff there?
Yes, it was. I don't know. Somehow got it in my hands.
Is that something you guys saw on the film and planned for that, or is it something that's kind of happened?
It was something that's kind of happened. We just called deep squib. It happened to hit off their player, and I got it.
Well, congratulations. Great job tonight, Jimmy Wanick, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with the second interview tonight. Johnny on the sidelines. Dowling with the win tonight, 45-19 over Waukee Northwest, and we'll send it right back down to you. You have the head coach,
Johnny,
Tom Wilson.
Johnny, I like how Hagan defers to Coach Wilson right there.
That was pretty good.
When you have Coach available, you have to go to Coach Wilson. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight, and the score we talked about at halftime to go into the half, and then you guys came out, had a quick stop, and established that running game, and what a phenomenal job.
Yeah, proud of our kids. I think our seniors stepped up this week and really trying to get this team right. And, they have a story they want to write. And if we're going to do that, we just need more from, all of our kids. And I was proud of the fact that we come out here and, put up 45 points. We gave up some points towards the end when we're getting a lot of people in the ball game. But at the end of the day, it's a game that we control.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's nice, only the second game into the season, and a lot of kids got playing time tonight, and that varsity experience, that's just a tremendous asset to have.
It's something we need, to be honest with you. The JV world is not what it once was. It's tough on these juniors and then the seniors that don't have a chance to play any JV at all. They're out there working and practicing with us every day, and we certainly want to get them on the field, but yet we want to make it right with all the rest of them too. So, again, a team effort. It's proud of the kids, and we don't have long to celebrate. Then we get ready to go again next week.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's John Chido with head coach Tom Wilson following Dowling's win tonight, 45-19 over Waukee Northwest. Oh, here's the big circle, Matt. Here's the offensive lineman. Somewhere in that mosh pit is John Chido. And, Johnny, I'll let you take away, introduce who you're talking to, because we can't tell from up here.
Well, we got Cade Patterson. Offensive line played tremendous tonight, setting the tone early, and then started the second half with that long drive. You had two long drives all on the ground there and start the second half after you had that stop. Tell us a little bit about that and kind of the game plan going into this week.
Yeah, we were expecting a lot of movement up front. We wanted to run the ball a lot more this week compared to last week. All credit to QB, running backs. They really carried us on this one, true heroes, and just focus on next week now.
So you guys set the edge pretty well tonight and had a lot of nice runs outside and then established inside zone as well. Kind of walk us through some of the scheming that you guys did.
Yeah, we were really focused on getting the running backs up to the safeties. First half, we didn't run a lot outside zone. Second half, we really pushed it down their throats, and I thought we really played relentless tonight.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Great job by the O-line tonight, all of you, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, John Chido with the Dowling O-line, and, of course, their coach, Andy Pollock, put a little bit of that on Twitter. Now we're going to go back down on the field. We got to get the defense on, and we just had Wanik, and is that the Dowling long snapper? Or, I'm sorry, defensive tackle, Johnny?
He kind of does it all, but, this is kind of sentimental to me, too, because, I've coached Carson Hagan with his dad for a long time, and now he's a senior, and time flies, but Carson, your defensive line play tonight, fantastic. I think you guys held Waukee Northwest to only like 21 yards in the first half, or maybe it was even less than that. But just kind of walk us through the game plan and the difference from last week to this week.
We came out Southeast Polk. I mean, we weren't satisfied at all. I mean, it wasn't quite the Dowling defense, as many people know. So we bring everyone back this week. We had a bunch of team meetings throughout the week as captains, and we brought in some other people like scouties and all that. We're all part of the team. It all goes together at the end of the day. We talked to them a lot, like, hey, we got to be physical. We got to have the old Dowling smash mouth football. And, we really brought everyone together this year. This was a big jump in the right direction for us, being that player-led team. Sky's the limit for us. Like, we did such a great jump tonight. I'm proud of our defense and offense. I know on defense, we're finding the football. We were gang tackling. I mean, I was proud of them. It's awesome.
Well, Carson, you pretty much said it all tonight. And just the way your defense played, it was downhill. A lot more aggression this week than last week. And hats off to you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, we just knew coming in here, it wasn't going to be easy. Waukee Northwest wasn't going to lay down. We were going to get punched in the mouth, and, you came out on top. You keep your head down, keep chipping away. Like, it's like the book read, chop wood, carry water, It might not come right now, but you look at the scoreboard and you keep chipping away. And, the deficit keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm just proud of these guys today. The hard work is put in this week, and the results show for itself. So, the sky's the limit for us this season. We're going in the right direction, so.
Carson, thank you so much. And I think you have a future in broadcasting once your football career is over with. I really mean that. That was a great job by you.
I appreciate it.
I was thinking the same thing up here, Johnny.
You could tell his grandfather's a head coach, Dave Summey, the former Indianola coach. So Johnny's going to make his way up here, but you could tell he's been coached up. His dad does a great job coaching the 8th graders with Johnny, and then his grandfather, Dave Summey, the former coach at Indianola, and helped out at a few other high schools after he retired. He kept coming out of retirement. Spoken like a grandson who's been trained well.
He's a fun kid around the building, and, he's always in an upbeat mood. And
state championship match in wrestling last year.
Yes,
that's right.
I was there.
Carson.
That's right. It's a lot of fun. He's a great kid, and he exemplifies what it's all about at Dowling Catholic.
All right, Matt, we'll go through some scores that we had. These are finals. We got a lot of folks in the cars. I can see the line from here, so we're not in any hurry to get out of here. Last report, it was a final. Number 2 Ankeny defeated 10th ranked Ankeny Centennial 17-10. Dowling plays at Ankeny next Friday night, and then Southeast Polka final, they defeated Valley 24-7. And Johnston, an upset win over number 5 Urbandale. Johnston 24, Urbandale 7. And those are some of the scores that we were able to find.
Little Bossom defense over there, maybe?
Well, that's you got to find out this week. When he has an administrative timeout over there.
No, he's
teaching. He's in the classroom. That's right. We'll take a break. Final break of the night. Want to thank you for joining us tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Hamadale alongside Matt Mandring, John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Final score, Dowling Catholic 45. And the Waukee Northwest Wolves 19. Wolves dropped to 0-2 on the season. Dowling now 1-1 as they travel to Ankeny next Friday night. We'll be back for our final thoughts after these messages here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear. In business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, we're back here at Waukee Northwest High School. We want to thank all the folks here at Waukee Northwest School, part of the Waukee system, for all their hospitality throughout the night. Our thanks to Jim Dewey, their athletic director, Wendy Ritzmeyer, the athletic secretary, and of course head coach Corey Kirkpatrick. Had a nice visit with him the other day, and I'll tell you what a facility, Matt. I know you came over here. Who was I talked to this week? So they had a meeting over here for some staff or whatever, and they came over, and just what a facility. Kurt Genning's a big part of this. Kurt retired, and he's involved with a lot of the Waukee sports. So Coach Dewey hired him as administrative assistant, and what a tremendous guy. Helped me out earlier tonight, just getting in the stadium because it's locked until fans get in. So hats off to them, but what a beautiful facility for the Waukee folks.
It is, and I was able to get a tour inside last winter, and it's the facility is phenomenal, and the setup here inside this bowl and just creates an atmosphere that you really you don't get at the high school level very often, and it is a nice thing, and you have stands on the visitors side. You got room versus that place we play once in a while.
Yeah, that's you do have a little bit of room.
Yeah,
and I know Johnny's made his way up here. Johnny, any final thoughts? Great interviews down there. There's you get to that offensive line, and they are a cast of characters, aren't they? They are interesting, and then Pollock's going to put it on Twitter, so it's probably up here in about a minute, so you can watch the interview on Twitter. But great job. I couldn't tell where you were. I'm guessing you were down there because we heard you.
Kind of makes me kind of invisible amongst all those giants down there, but they did a great job tonight. The physicality of the offensive line, and be able to come out that second half, like you guys mentioned, and go on that long drive like they did, and punch it in to solidify it was just fantastic to see. And that's something we didn't see last week, and it's nice to see it second game in the season. So.
Well, the Maroons tonight, we started with the defense, and Matt, you can attest to this. Remember, we talked about coming into the season last year. I think the defense forced maybe 4 turnovers with fumbles and interceptions and not a whole lot forcing turnovers. Well, they've got that and more in the first 2 games. Now, I understand one of them was against Southeast Polk and a loss, but the defense and special teams are coming up big. Wanik with a fumble recovery tonight, and then, of course, the interception by the captain, Joe Hughes. That is big to start the season. Your defense has to make plays too, like the offense.
They do, and it will be critical for this team, and because the offense, they've got a lot of weapons, and as they continue to mature, those weapons are going to continue. I mean, look how many receivers Smolik hit tonight, and this defense, if it can sit there and create some short field opportunities, it's just going to magnify this offense and how good they can be. You mentioned special teams just quickly. You walk away from the game, Andrew Schumacher hitting that 37-yard field goal.
That was huge at the time.
It's just one of those things that, when you get into November and you need a field goal, that's a big deal. And for him, coming out here in his first, 2 games and hitting that 37-yarder, and it was good by a long way.
Yes, it was.
And so that's a good sign of things as we move through the season.
Graduate Diego Leon didn't miss an extra point last year. I think he was perfect on over 40 attempts. And here's Schumacher, a junior, coming in. And Johnny, you know about him. You said he's more than just a kicker. He's an athlete. And we saw him make that stop at midfield. Might have saved a touchdown on the kickoff return.
Yeah, he is. He is an athlete, and he could play defensive back or wide receiver, and he can kick the ball. What a nice weapon to have, the versatility of someone in the kicking position and the awareness on that squib kick to be able to kick it right at somebody and get the deflection there. You can't coach those type of things, and Andrew really had a nice night. And we don't talk enough about kickers
the special teams
in special teams. And I remember during the run, special teams was a big factor in Dowling's arsenal, and you're seeing that again, and that's a good thing to see.
So, Johnny, you're right. That first series, 13 plays, 73 yards, capped off by C.J. Phillip, who came in and didn't run a whole lot of tailback tonight, but he ran in that goal line situation, ran it in from 8 yards out, and that gave Dowling a 7-0 lead, and then it was just off the races, getting off to that good start. And, talking with the coaches last night a little bit, Coach Pollock, I said, rate your he played Southeast Polk last week, and they're a pretty good team. They're ranked number 1 for a reason now. They overtook Ankeny. There's a reason for that. He said, you know what, we didn't play that bad, but they were forced into playing catch-up, and they're more of a team that can grind it out. And you saw it tonight, the ground game, well over 400 yards total offense. And there is a Dowling football that was missing a week ago. came back tonight because you had the lead. But those big uglies up front, that offensive line did a nice job of keeping the offense on the field more than the defense.
Yeah, they did, and they were able to sustain drives and grind it out, and that's how you wear defenses down. You know, Matt mentioned it in pregame, not being able to convert on third downs and staying on the field and giving your defense a break. They were able to do that tonight. Early in the first half too, when it was a close ball game, 7-0, and it was 7-3, I believe,
right.
And you know, they didn't bend, they didn't break, they kept going. Like Carson Hagan said tonight, it was a team effort, and it started up front on both sides of the ball.
Certainly did. Well, guys, any final comments? I know we're going to Labor Day weekend. I want to wish everyone out there, especially the ones that are parked in the parking lot trying to get out, a safe weekend, and not only if you're driving, but family functions, whatever. The end of summer is official. But Matt, anything that you want to mention?
Just everyone be safe and keep, you know, in your thoughts and prayers again the Lori Dowie family as they go through and remember and cherish the memories of her life and what she was able to give and bring to Dowling Catholic as a student and then now as an employee. So our thoughts and prayers with them and you know, it's a time for everyone to get away and enjoy family this weekend. That's what these long weekends end up being about. So
I'm going to take some notes of this game because we play right back here Tuesday night and trying to go back and watch tape and watch some of the formations. And hopefully
there's no rest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And he's going against my old freshman coach, Tom Kapatich, who's now he's a son-in-law of Jim Williams, the late Jim Williams, God bless him, and God rest his soul. But you're going up against my old freshman coach, and Coach Kapatich, I hope you've got film on him, Coach Chido. But I'm going to be here Tuesday night. I can't wait. 5:45 kickoff right here. I can't wait. I don't know what side I'm going to sit on, Matt. I might have to sit. Well, no, I'll sit. I love Coach
I'd
Kapatich.
sit right back here and heckle
the coaching staff. Well, never the kids, but maybe that's right. You know, we've got Coach Hagan and a few others, Scigliano. There's a few others that end in a vowel. I might turn Reinhardt, on you in a hurry. I might be around. Johnny, best of luck. You have your opening game.
Yeah, good
Tuesday
luck,
night.
Johnny.
We're kidding you. But you got a tough matchup. I don't want to put any more pressure on you, but Coach Kapatich is ready. I know he is.
Well, hopefully our kids will be ready, and I think they will.
All right.
They're a good group.
Best of luck, Johnny, Tuesday night. Have a great weekend, and blessings to all you guys. And we'll see you next Friday night. Ankeny is the opponent. Number 2 ranked Ankeny. They're a little upset that Southeast Polk overtook them, so they'll have an edge to them. Yeah. We'll see you both there. Have a great week. All right, that'll wrap up our broadcast tonight. Jeff Piggott has been our studio producer. Appreciate everything Jeff does, and our thanks to everybody at Waukee Northwest High School, Jim Dewey, and all the people in the athletic department. And, of course, our halftime guest, Jared Herring. I want to thank him for being part of our broadcast. And that'll wrap it up from Waukee Northwest Stadium here in Waukee. Again, the final score for the final time, Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 19. The Maroons are now 1-1 on the season in Class 5A. The Wolves of Northwest fall to 0-2. Our next broadcast will be next Friday night from Ankeny Stadium. It'll be Dowling on the road at Ankeny. Pregame at 6:30 and the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Hope you can join us for that. For my broadcast partners tonight, Matt Mainring and John Chido, this is Mark Amadale, and I want to thank everybody behind the scenes for all their help, including our studio producer, Jeff Piggott. Until next time, we'll talk to you next Friday night. And again, the final, Dowling 45, Waukee Northwest 19. Have a safe and blessed faith-filled Labor Day weekend.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formalware, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.